I received a text message. Hi, Dan. If the Florida Panthers make the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm inviting you, Hank, and PFT to come to a finals game. First row, on the glass, VIP food and drink included. My treat.
I know who this is.
If you all can't come, you can send PFT's mom.
God damn it.
She's asked about wherever I go nationally.
Nationally?
Nationally.
Yandel's a good guy.
Sorry about Portnoy Celtics. Not. He wrote not.
Is this Brooks Koepka?
You were all missed, though. Keep up the great work. Marlins, man.
Oh, Marlins, man. What a twist.
I love the not in the text. On today's Pardon My Take, we are back, and we've got two great interviews for you. We got Brian Windhorst talking NBA playoffs. We obviously were gone for a few games. So we got a lot to recap. We also have lead singer of the All-American Rejects who played a concert in our office on Thursday, Tyson Ritter. Awesome interview with him. They're doing a very cool thing this summer, doing like random pop-up shows. Really cool guy talking about the music industry. We are going to recap everything that took place over the weekend. Knicks Pacers. We're going to talk Wolves and Thunder with Windhorst. We have a JordOn of the week. We have a Monday reading. We have Who's Back of the Week. A lot to get to. We're excited to be back, and the NBA Finals are almost here, and every play could be the one that changes everything. This is the NBA playoffs where heroes rise, legacies are built, and the action never lets up. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you don't just watch the madness, you live it. Back your favorite team, ride with your clutch time killer, bet on the buzzer beaters, the breakout performances, the game-winning threes, from player props to same-game parlays. This is how you take your fandom to the next level. New to the game, no sweat. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet $5, and if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. It's that easy. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use code TAKE. That's code TAKE. For new customers, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if you bet wins when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Tuesday, May 27th, and we're back, boys. It's good to be back.
Great to be back.
Good to be back with the boys.
What a good weekend, too.
Great weekend.
Great weekend.
A lot of sports. It's just good to see the boys. How was everyone's weekend?
It was great.
It was awesome.
I quit golf.
Nice.
So that's huge.
That's welcome.
Yeah, no, it feels good.
Yeah.
Hank, you quit too?
On Mondays.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's back this week. Max, how was your weekend? Great.
I had a great weekend, and I'm bringing back golf. So you're quitting. I'm starting.
Oh wow, it's a one in, one out.
Yep.
Okay. Memes, how was your weekend? Because guess what? The real start to the show is the New York Knicks might be back.
My weekend was great. I didn't do much, but it was great. I'm working on getting jacked right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
What about the Knicks being back?
They're almost back.
Almost back.
They were back last night.
Well, they were dead last night too.
Yeah.
They were so dead. Thibs was fired in the first half.
So let's start with this because Knicks Pacers, I love this series so much. It is so chaotic. Both teams are basically hell-bent on playing the most chaotic brand of basketball, whether it be the Pacers doing the thing where 3 times these playoffs they've been down 7 points or more under a minute and won the game, or the Knicks, who last night were the first team in the playoffs ever to have 3 victories where they were down 20 points in the game. They did it twice against the Celtics. They did it against the Pacers. They just can't play normal basketball, and I absolutely love it.
It's been the entire playoffs for both these teams too, and also the Thunder had that comeback where it was the second biggest in NBA playoff history.
That was when Ja got hurt.
Yeah, it's been the year of the comeback.
Yeah. So this game though, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns. That's the guy. I love him so much. He's so fun. And I know that he's kind of captured the internet of being zesty, and there's always some people who feel like they're making fun. I love the fact that he's like a unique character.
Yeah.
He's totally different than it seems like all the other players. And then last night in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson in foul trouble. Karl Anthony Towns is like, you know what? I got to do this. And he scored 20 points in the fourth quarter. And he was like, when Karl Anthony Towns is going to that next level where he realizes, oh yeah, I'm 7 feet. I could just go to the rim and score on these guys.
Yeah, he was. So he was also hitting threes.
He was, but
he
it's
had a
when he
couple
goes,
plays
yeah,
where
when
he puts his head down and he just goes at people, and he yammed on a few folks yesterday.
It feels like the threes happen. He can get into that groove of threes after he reminds himself, like, oh yeah, I can drive on these guys. He got like a big and one, and it almost like unlocked something in his brain. He's like, I'm Karl Anthony Towns. I'm Big Purr.
I think what he likes to do, he likes to hit a three because he just holds his hand up in the air for like 10 seconds afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
He loves like a full spin around with his hand still up. He realizes occasionally that after he dunks on somebody, he can also celebrate after that. And then once he gets fired up, then it's like you don't know how to defend the guy in that situation. But with Thibs was forced into playing his bench, which he didn't want to do.
No.
But everybody got in foul trouble, so Thibs is like, okay, I have to do this. And it turns out that the bench was really, really good, at least defensively.
Yeah, and it also is very funny because he changed up the Knicks starting five was historically bad defensively, and that was the storyline going to Game 3. You have to change something up. So they put Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. I like how he did it where he basically was like, Josh Hart, you're not starting, which Josh Hart said afterwards it was his decision. So instead, Josh Hart would just sit for the first 4 to 5 minutes of each half and then play the rest of the half.
Well, it's because they can't do Hack-a-Mitch.
Yeah, right.
If
you
he
can't
starts.
do Hack-a-Mitch when he starts. Yeah, but Josh Hart, he's the heart of the team. That's a very bad pun, but it's the truth. Like his rebounding and his grit, and Jalen Brunson was sitting on the bench for this comeback in the fourth quarter, and it felt like the Knicks had a moment. I don't know what happened in that halftime, locker room speech, but their season was over. They were going to quit. It was over. They were going to go out sad. And then they found something, and it was Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart in their bench, and they're back. And obviously we have to see what happens with Game 4, but this series has played out with 3 games. The margin of the difference between these two teams is 2 points. Mm-hmm. So it's not like the Knicks got blown out in the first 2 games, then they win Game 3. Like they are very much in this series, and to have that resiliency and comeback was awesome. And they had all the jokes were being made on Knicks fans' heads in the first half.
Yeah, these two teams are so similar in that if they're losing early, they're probably going to win.
Yeah.
And so it makes for very entertaining fourth quarter.
Watching the fourth quarter yesterday, I actually had the very dumb thought in my head of the Pacers were down 4 with about 2:50 left. Mm-hmm. Hank's having a sneeze-gasm. And I thought in my head, the Pacers aren't down enough.
Yeah.
They're not. They have to when you're down 4, you're playing possession by possession. They need to be down 10 for them to win this game.
So what was that stat that the Pacers have never won a playoff game on the Indy 500 afternoon?
They've hosted
They're 0-4.
4 Eastern Conference final games on the same day as the Indy 500, and they're 0-4.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah,
Very tough.
Shout out the guy who won the Indy 500, Paolo.
Alex Palau.
Great job.
Palau. Yeah, good. I'm happy for you. That seems like such a fun race to go to. I wish that we'd stuck around for.
I was good.
Just going 2 days in the snake pit?
Yeah, I was good. I thought we had enough time.
I think I'd like to do 1 day in the snake pit during actual race day.
I was good. I feel like I got my Indy 500 experience.
And I can't wait to hear your story from here.
Yeah. Cars went fast.
Yeah, it really it's about being drunk around loud things.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, no, going to NASCAR events is fun. Going to Indy 500 is fun. But I think I'm good.
I think it's just that I would like to be drunk around as many people as possible who are also as drunk as I am.
Which we did
that's
do
really what I'm
at the Indy
for.
500. The Coke
did.
lot is the peak of drunkenness.
It is intense, yeah. But Memes, congratulations on your Knicks coming back from the dead. Very happy for you. What are your thoughts on the comeback happening when Jalen Brunson was off the court?
For some reason, the series they're just playing better without him, but it's a team game.
That's
so
weird.
Did you say that the Knicks are better without Jalen Brunson?
This series,
that's literally what he said.
This series, they have been playing better without him when he is off the court.
It's interesting.
He did hit that layup though.
He did.
He did hit the layup.
I was ready to.
You were standing by,
I had the
standing
tweet,
back
I
and
had
standing
the tweet
by,
written out.
ready to go.
What would your tweet said if you had put it out?
Are the Knicks better without Jalen Brunson? I think you got to ask that question.
Do you still have to ask it?
No, he's the closer.
He is the closer.
He did kind of close the game.
Mm-hmm.
He is the closer, but it was the Karl Anthony Towns and shout out Dominican Mother's Day. I liked that. He'd said that after. I mean, he obviously lost his mother tragically during COVID. I also read an article of Karl Anthony Towns. It was written by a beat writer in Minneapolis. The day that he got traded, the next day before he flew to New York, he had agreed to go to this beat writer's daughter's soccer game.
Yeah.
And he went to the game in full Timberwolves gear after he had been traded and was like, everyone was coming up to him being like, so sorry. But that was the type of guy, like, find me another superstar that's like, I just got traded from the only franchise I've been on, and I'm going to stay an extra day because I'm going to stay with my commitment here to go see a 10-year-old soccer game.
Good dude.
He is a good dude, and I'm very happy for him that he had this moment. He's the big purr.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So other things, Aaron Nesmith got hurt. That was bad. I feel like he's very important. That's not overstating it. I wonder what his status is going to be. We'll talk to Wendy about that.
He's up in the air.
Questionable, I think was what I
Game time
read.
decision is what I saw.
We also had big news that Tyrese Halliburton's dad has been reinstated by the league.
Yeah.
He would be at the game on Tuesday night in a suite, so he's not allowed to go courtside, but he's going to be in a suite, and this could be a game changer.
So if it goes poorly, I'm fully ready to flip on his dad.
Yeah.
I've been the number one Halliburton father supporter of all time. And in this case, I feel like it could be very, very good for the Pacers. But if they get their ass kicked at home, I'm fully ready to just flip and be like, you got to ban this guy again.
Yeah, no, I completely.
I think it's like game to game.
Yeah.
Depending on what they do, the most recent time at home, either he's welcome and they give him like a pregame ceremony.
Yeah.
Or he's not allowed inside the arena at all.
Yeah, he's cheering for his job.
Yep.
We should put out the graphic. He's cheering for his job.
This is a John Halliburton legacy game.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to. Speaking of legacy games, our friend Stephen Shea had a legacy game because he went down to Indianapolis to watch the Knicks. He said, I'm here for business. So I put it all on him. Memes, you said I will suck you off, quote, to Stephen Shea.
I was
that taken out of context?
That was just guys being dudes.
It was Stephen Shea said, no smiles, all business. It's a game 3. I'm here to save the season. And you just replied, I'll suck you off.
Yeah, he saved the season. That's just a guy put himself for the team. He's for the team. I'll be for the team.
Wait, did you say this before the game or after the game?
After the game.
It was after the game.
You didn't say if. That's just a. He can cash that in whenever he wants.
That was a statement.
It was a reward for winning the game.
Yeah.
And if it goes to game 4, it will double down.
I do think that anything you say within 30 minutes of a big win, that's like talking to a lawyer.
Oh, no, this was the next morning.
Oh, it was the next morning.
Yeah, the next morning he said, I'll suck
so
you
you
off.
you had a night to go to bed thinking about sucking Stephen Shea off.
He got horny.
You had an overnight where you could have dreamed about sucking him off, and you woke up in the morning and you chose sex.
No. It was after the game.
Oh, shit, you're right. It was.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah, so
my
that's
bad.
fine.
It says PM. I thought it was AM.
I think you get a little grace period, like talking to a lawyer. Whatever you say to your husband or wife, inadmissible in court. If you say it after a big win, you can't be persecuted for it.
I got a question. Memes. So everyone knows the schedule this week. We're doing Tuesday. We're doing a show today that's coming out Tuesday, and then the next show will be Friday. So 2 shows this week. You have Tuesday night off. We live 3 hours away from Indianapolis. Why don't you and Stephen Shea go to the game and you could suck him off there?
I would love to.
Why don't you?
They won.
PFT and I will buy you tickets, you and Stephen Shea tickets, to the game 4.
Sure.
But you have to suck him off.
You have to suck him off.
If they win?
Roadhead on the way down.
All right.
All right, so you're in.
Yeah, I'm in.
What if he can't go? Are you going to go?
I can go by myself.
Okay, there's another. Go with Tom Lay.
Could go with Tom.
Okay, so memes, not on the wood.
Are you gonna suck Tom off?
Won't suck Tom off.
Someone's got to come here. It'd probably be you if you win. All right, so memes will be there.
Self-suck.
All right, so should we send like Pug down there? To
I think
take
Pug
video
should
of him?
chronicle. Yeah.
I think the boys need to go to Indy.
I mean, I'm down.
I think the boys need to go to Indy. We should tell Jerry O'Connell to come.
Me,
He'd
Jerry,
go.
Pug.
Oh, what a trio that would be.
You always see if Tim stuck around town.
Who?
Tim Chalamet.
Timmy
your boy.
C. Timmy C. They're showing a lot of Timmy C. He does look cool.
Yeah, he looked pretty cool.
He looked like Pete Weber. They are showing a lot of him.
You know what's not fair? When a guy is that good looking, where he tries to look ugly on purpose and he somehow gets hotter.
Right.
That's bullshit.
I also
Like my costume, my culture is not your costume.
Yeah.
Tim.
I also was thinking about it because they were showing a lot of him, and I was like, this might be a little too much Timmy C. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to have Timmy C's back. He's the only one who went. Like, where was Larry David? Where was Ben Stiller? Where was Spike Lee?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to show him.
Where was Turtle?
Where was Turtle? Where's Jerry? Yeah. So Tim Chalamet is the only one that gets credit here. And they might have to go ISO cam on him, but that's because no other Knicks fans went.
Wait, should we try to get Turtle to go with him too?
We should try to get memes with Tim Chalamet.
Might hit up Turtle. Just see if there's an
Stephen
extra
Shea,
ticket.
Stephen Shea, memes, and Tim Chalamet sitting on the wood. What a trio that. The Pussy Patrol. Holy fuck.
What do you think tickets for the wood cost?
It's actually probably not. I mean, it's definitely expensive, but it's not like L.A. or New York.
$20K.
Oh, that's okay. We're out on the wood. I love you, memes. I don't love you that much.
I was just saying.
I wouldn't sit on the wood for
Are they
that.
actually considering the wood?
No, that's insane. Hey, we'll look up game time. I mean, yeah, no. Listen, I wouldn't pay $20K for a wood seat if the Bulls were in this. I would not. That's so much money for one game. But you could lose. You could lose the game you're on the wood.
But if you win,
That's true. But it's not even a clinching game.
I would almost rather have somebody else go to it than me go to that game. If it was my team.
Right. All right. Wait. Tickets
It's like
aren't
you're part of the loss if you're on the wood.
We can find you. The get-in price isn't terrible, so we'll get you in. All right. We'll schedule that whole thing.
GT picks.
Yeah. Game time picks. All right. What else? So we're watching the end of the
Jerry cursed. It was curse on the wood. I mean, no, we should bring that up.
Oh yeah, and he also got clowned by Charles Barkley on Friday night.
He did.
He said you can't be a grown man wearing a jersey. Jerry can wear whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's
he looks
fine.
good.
I think Charles is just self-conscious because he can't pull off a jersey.
He
anymore.
can't fit in.
But Jerry can.
Yeah. No, Jerry looked good.
Have you seen his wife?
Jerry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
Supermodel.
really good looking.
Follows us on Twitter.
Jerry does okay.
DM'd her.
Me too.
Yeah. I think she's gonna.
Did she write you back?
Yeah, she was like, no funny business. I was like, I don't know what the funny business would even be, but
She's thinking about it.
Wink.
yeah, I feel like she was hitting on me. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud,
You know what? I feel so strongly about not DMing her. I might just tell her like, "Here's my number," so that we can text instead.
It's a good
It's like,
idea.
the DM thing is kind of weird. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, we
I don't want to be DMing another man's wife. We'll just talk about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
FaceTime only.
Okay, so looks like the Thunder are going to go up 3-1. The game on what was that? I've lost track of all days. The game on Saturday, Timberwolves kicked the shit out of the Thunder, screwed up their point differential, which they were on a historic run. Beat them by 40. Which that should count as 2 wins. It doesn't. But to beat the Thunder, how good the Thunder are, that soundly was impressive.
They had to do it. They had to have a statement at home. And I thought that they might come out hot, but I did not think that they were going to win by that many points.
Yeah, they came out more physical and just took it to them. All right, so we're watching right now. We have 9 seconds left, and the Timberwolves. I shouldn't say the T-Wolves. People get mad. Let's talk hockey while we watch the end of this. Should we talk some hockey?
Let's talk some puck.
The
Oilers.
The Carolina Hurricanes have finally won an Eastern Conference final game. So congrats to them. 15 losses in a row in the Eastern Conference Finals. Crazy.
Yeah, since 2006.
Yeah, insane stat. I thought they were dead in the water, but they win a game. They go back to Carolina. We got a little bit of a series. I'm at the point, too, I don't know if you agree with this, BFT, but when it comes to all these series, because like I got no real rooting interest in any of this stuff, I'm just rooting for more.
Okay, so I I'm not necessarily rooting for more. What I'm rooting for is for the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals to happen at the same time.
Yeah,
around the same time. I don't know how the schedules work out with like how they're set.
Yeah.
But I would just prefer to not have one series be over while the other sport is still going on.
I'd agree. I basically get to this point when I have nothing left, no futures, no teams in it. I'm basically rooting in all of these sports like Mario Kart. Whoever's at the end, I just want them to get a lightning or a blue shell, and I want them to catch up, and I want to go to game 6 or 7, and I want more playoffs.
This feels like a gentleman's sweep, though. I don't think that the Hurricanes are going to come back. I think that the Panthers are a much, much, much better team. They've got a couple injuries, though.
Yep.
I do realize that, but I feel like this is the very definition of gentleman's sweep.
So
they get game 4, and then game 5 is going to be all Panthers.
So we were talking about jinxes.
Peas, baby.
Can I throw a potential jinx out there for the? All right, so the Thunder. Oh, Shea's going to the free throw line again. That was actually an intentional foul. Can I throw out a potential jinx for the Panthers-Hurricanes series that I received 10 minutes after puck drop tonight?
Yes.
Here was what I received. I received a text message. Hi, Dan. If the Florida Panthers make the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm inviting you, Hank, and PFT to come to a finals game. First row, on the glass, VIP food and drink included. My treat.
I know who this is.
If you all can't come, you can send PFT's mom.
God damn it.
She's asked about wherever I go nationally.
God, nationally.
Nationally.
Yandle's a good guy.
Sorry about Portnoy Celtics. Not. He wrote not.
Is this Brooks Koepka?
You were all missed, though. Keep up the great work. Marlins, man.
Oh, it's Marlins, man. What a twist.
I love the not in the text. It's like, I can see the word not there at the end of that sentence.
It's a good not. It's a good not.
Nationally, people are asking about your mom.
Listen, I think that my mom would say, son, your friend Marlins, man, seems like a good guy, but tell him it's strictly platonic.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd agree with you. I think the Panthers will win that series.
I think it's going to be over in 5.
And the Oilers look awesome.
Real quick, memes and just all New York fans. What is up with New York Knicks fans just saying Knicks in whatever like 4 games in a row is going to be at that point?
They're just proving they can count.
Yeah. Why not? I haven't heard anybody say like I think it's going to be Knicks in 7. It's either Knicks in 6.
It's a rhyme scheme.
But it's not always Knicks in 6.
It's always Knicks in 6.
I've heard people say Knicks in 5 before.
That's true.
When it was 2-1 against the Celtics.
I think they just say the numbers. Yeah.
They just say whatever for. It's pretty cocky.
Yeah.
I don't think people want to think about a game 7.
By the way,
just pray.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back Knicks fans because there was a lot of clowning when they were down at half and like the street signs, which like you guys did street signs again. This goes back to my point a week ago. You have to enjoy the ride. People just pull the plug so quickly on enjoying the ride.
That's that's small town nonsense. So if you're New York, if you're big bad New York,
but they haven't won anything in forever.
But act like you've been there.
But they haven't. I hate when people are like act like you've been there. They have not been there.
Eastern Conference finalists.
No, have fun, enjoy the ride. You don't know if it's going to happen again. Yeah, I agree, Hank. For you, yes, you should always act like you've been there, but you never do.
Also, this is like
you don't really act like it either.
This is also, I feel like people get confused with like fans should celebrate however they want. The team didn't celebrate anything. It's stupid politicians that put up the street signs who like try to get in on the sports, whatever sports moments going on.
Vote them out.
That wasn't like, I doubt that the Knicks themselves put up those signs.
No.
So I feel like it's, like if the Knicks themselves were like jobs finished after beating the Celtics, then you could clown them. But I didn't hear them say that.
No, it's the fans, and the fans should enjoy themselves. Like even if you're in Raleigh tonight, you won 1 game in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, go stay out till 2 a.m. at whatever local craft pub that you like to go to. Enjoy it.
And I'm not saying don't make the jokes. I mean, people are going to make the jokes about the street signs. Hank, you made some jokes about the street signs. I'm sure it's fine to make the jokes, but I'm just saying like that's not. No,
it's not the team's
fault. The fans, the
city.
But the city, politicians always try to do that where they get involved.
New York, bad sports town?
That's a bad sports town move.
Having fun?
They're in this series.
They are in the series.
Yeah, people buried them pretty quickly.
Way too quickly.
It was halftime.
Way too quickly. They only down 13 and a half. It's NBA.
Well, in the second quarter, it looked like it was going to be over. And to make it 13 points at half, that was a major win for the Knicks.
Yeah. We're playing a foul game, by the way, in the Thunder Timberwolves game. So the Oilers look awesome, and the Oilers, I believe, would have home ice over the Panthers.
Yeah, they look good. McDavid, he just looks different out there.
What'd you guys think about the start time of that game?
Terrible. The NHL can't. Two things happened this weekend that still baffle me, and this is like old man yelling at clouds. The Game 3 of the Western Conference Final in the Stanley Cup Playoffs starting at 2:00 Central Time, so 3:00 Eastern, on Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. That is the most grill time you could possibly have. I was grilling.
Yeah, it was bad. I forgot about the first period.
Yeah. So that was terrible. And then
It's like
also
a universal day of plans.
Yeah,
you have to do something.
Correct. And then the other one is I don't understand how the MLB still can't figure it out that like Memorial Day happens to start summer every year, and you haven't figured out a way to have wall-to-wall baseball games.
Yeah, it is. It's weird.
Crazy.
It's very strange.
Crazy to me. So, yeah, those two.
There were a
make
lot
no
of games
sense.
today, but not every team.
No. And it should be like there should be games starting very early and it go all day and it should be all nationally broadcast. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, I don't get it. Ted Williams Day. Call it Ted Williams Day.
Yeah. All right, so this game is going to take forever to finish. I mean, the Thunder are going to win, right? That means the Thunder are going to win.
I think they're going to win.
They're up three.
They're up 3.5
seconds
seconds left. Ant at the line.
The Thunder did an incredible job with Ant in the first half, where Ant, I think he attempted 2 shots in the first. They just stop everything. He had a tough night.
He also might not be super healthy.
No, but
He's had 2 of those injuries where he goes down and you're like, oh shit, the entire playoffs are ruined because it looks like Ant's injured, and then he just comes back.
But we can't. We make fun of LeBron when that happens.
The difference is these are real injuries.
Okay,
These ones are 100% legit.
True. Everyone's got something this
Well,
time
he's got
of year.
that Michael Jordan DNA in him.
Yeah, by the way, he does. Did you guys see I have two nominees for. All right, so the Thunder have officially won.
No, I don't know.
Oh no.
No, they
the ball
haven't.
went out of bounds. This is exciting podcasting. This is the good stuff.
Oh, we're going to get a review too.
We are going to actually
let's
recap
go.
the game with Windy, so we will have some actual insight into this game, mostly from Brian Windhorst, not from us.
Definitely not from us.
Not from us, other than, Anthony Edwards. I think he should have played better. PFT thinks he's injured. That was our expert.
I would bet my credibility on it.
And also SGA having 40 points, and it feels like J-Dub is finally taking the next step where he's – this guy.
That's a bad Sportstown move right there.
Yeah.
Actually, no, good Sportstown.
No, yeah, you got to touch it. You got to get all the way out there.
Great Sportstown.
Hank sneezing.
You sneezing, Hank? Have the sniffles?
Sneezing? This is the allergies?
Bless me.
I got a little bit of the sniffles from going to see AC/DC with Josh Allen on Saturday.
Josh Allen was there?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was pumped.
I knew he was in town. Okay, this game's got to just end. Let's just talk about SGA being awesome. 40 points. He was very good. I mean, it took him 30 shots, and he did get Hank. It's just,
All right, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. You have boogers on his face.
Oh,
now.
gross.
Oh, stop.
Oh no.
Hank, let me see. Oh, it's in your beard.
It's in his beard. It's in his
You
beard.
look a little like Bonnie Blue.
This is an all-time. This game needs to end, and it won't end.
Hank's nose is coming on his own chin.
Oh, Hank.
Sneezing's got to be the most embarrassing thing of all time.
It is.
What is it? It's like 1/80th of an orgasm or something. I think.
Is that real?
Scientifically, yeah. I think it is.
Hell yeah. 0.3 seconds. There should be more than that left.
Should be way more than that left.
Fix his end.
Okay, Thunder win 128-126. We will talk about this game with Windhorst, who had 1/80th of an orgasm. Popular but inaccurate comparison.
Inaccurate, yes.
I just saw I only read the first line of things.
What does that mean? Like 2 sperm come out?
No, I don't know. You do a lot more sperm than that, dude. I'd hope.
Well, how many do you push out in a normal run? Like 1 million?
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
So it's like maybe 500 sperm come out. The
Maybe
advanced
more.
scout team. Yeah.
This series is over.
Over.
Great fight by the Timberwolves. Yeah.
Now, you know what? Let's be the first to report what the 3-1 statistics are in the NBA playoffs. 'Cause you're going to get an earful of those.
This was a great fight by the Timberwolves. The Thunder are better. It's just kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting, did you guys see? We're getting closer and closer to the, I got to find this. Someone pointed out that this would be the Paul George finals because he basically created both of these teams. We talked about it with SGA a little bit. There was a Reddit post that it was, hold on, I'm going to find it. It was, what are you looking up? You're looking up how many sperm? We're doing some good podcasts.
I got the numbers right here for conference finals.
Oh. I thought you were doing the sperm.
I can do sperm next.
I got sperm.
Okay, all right. We'll
Yeah, you do. My boys are fertile as fuck. I love that.
Okay.
NBA conference finals, team with a 3-1 lead wins the series 93.6% of the time. And that would mean that the team comes back from a 1-3 deficit 6.4% of the time. It's only happened 3 times.
Okay.
But it has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. This is from Metroid's Suffering. He said, we may be headed to a finals where both teams were built on the back of trading away Paul George. The Indiana Pacers traded Paul George to Oklahoma City for Oladipo and Sabonis. Sabonis developed as a player, and then they traded him for Tyrese Halliburton. The Thunder, meanwhile, traded Paul George for SGA and 7 pick swaps, one of which turned into Jalen Williams. This is not super relevant, but is interesting to me at least. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's super relevant.
It's the Paul George finals.
I think that's the most relevant. So congrats, Max.
Yeah. Podcast Paul.
You guys are about to get to the NBA finals.
He basically was a team builder of 2 finals rosters.
I'm currently researching sperm. I don't know what you're saying.
What do we got? How many?
Are you just Googling cum?
How many?
How many what?
How many happen?
How many sperm say what's up?
There's no scientific evidence to support that erectile tissues from different part of your body operate in the same way.
You're talking
what?
about sneezing.
No, we
I
were
thought we were still
looking
talking
for
about
how
sneezing.
many.
Here,
How
I
many
got it.
sperms? Dude?
How many different conversations are we having about sperm?
Like we're having 7 different conversations all at once
150
while
million.
Hank sneezes in our face.
150 million to 300 million.
We were doing sperm count, Paul George, and down 3-1.
I was still on the sneeze sperm.
All right, so back to hockey. No, I'm just kidding.
That goes towards hockey talk.
I bet
That's all under hockey talk.
That all goes
That's
towards
all under hockey talk.
so. It looks like it varies wildly. Now I'm reading 80 million to 300 million sperm per
That's a lot.
ejaculation.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So every time that you don't get somebody pregnant, you're committing mass
And
murder.
every time you sneeze, although it's inaccurate, you're basically releasing millions of sperm.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Do you think the series is over?
Which one?
The Thunder. The Knicks Pacers is definitely still on.
Oh, I didn't know if we were still talking hockey.
hockey. Yeah. Oilers is over. Panthers is over.
Yep.
Knicks Pacers still on.
Still on. This
Thunder
series,
over.
I would say it's over.
Yeah.
I still think that. I think the Wolves might get one more.
I want this series to go on more. I'm not rooting for it, but I just think the Thunder are really fucking good.
I think Thunder. Yeah, you know what? I think it's going to be Thunder at 5.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of the Thunder, and again, we will talk a lot more about this game with Windy, but I wanted to throw out. I have 2 potential takeys that I saw this weekend that I wanted to throw out to you guys. That we will put in the Takey Awards later this year. The first was about SGA's MVP, and did you guys see this take by Jay Williams? He blames cancel culture
Okay, go on.
for Americans not winning MVPs because this is now, I think, what is it? It's like 6 years that an American-born player. I think it goes all the way back to James Harden. I think it's maybe 7 years.
So why cancel
8 years.
culture?
Because our coaches are too afraid to coach the players hard and getting canceled.
Okay, I like
so
that.
it's not exactly cancel culture. Like when I saw the headline, this might be the spiciest take I've ever seen. And then when he actually explained it, it wasn't as spicy. Yeah, so James Harden in 2017 or 2018 was the last time an American has won a MVP in the NBA. That is cancel culture.
Okay, I'm looking at the other players from the U.S. So James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Steph Curry, they were pre-cancel culture. Mm-hmm. I could listen. The fact is, when Bobby Knight was choking guys,
Yep.
we were winning MVPs every year.
Yep.
Back when the NBA was great.
Yep.
And now we got guys they're afraid of getting sued.
Yep.
So they won't slam players, they won't throw players on the ground, they won't bench players, they won't cuss them out in front of the team.
When Rick Majerus was shitting in a towel,
that's when
we were great.
The NBA was at its peak with American-born players.
So I think I kind of agree with Jay Williams. Yeah, he said.
Listen, do you think Karl Malone would win an MVP in today's game?
No,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
cancel culture.
Cancel culture. He said, "How much of this do you think is cancel culture?" I hear a lot of coaches talk about they don't feel like they can coach young kids anymore because anything they say could get used against them. Cancel culture.
Okay, I respect the take.
I do too. I think it's going to be in the takies. I think it's got to be.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and then the other one was a Peter.
Wait, but where did SGA play college ball?
SGA played in America.
Yeah, at Kentucky.
Yes. He was actually the first Kentucky player, I believe, to win an NBA MVP, which is kind of shocking.
So that kind of goes against Jay Williams' take. But that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
Can you, find that. Fact check that for me, Max. Was he the first ever who played at Kentucky to win an MVP? I think it might have been. They've had a lot of one-ones.
Also because only like 7 guys have won MVP.
Yeah. The first player from the University of Kentucky to win MVP.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I mean, they are basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was one. The other one was a tweet from a former colleague of ours, which it was kind of a Peter King homage. Dan Rappaport.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Michael Rappaport.
Nope, Dan Rappaport. Mm-hmm. Weird guy, but nice guy. Will Zalatoris has another back surgery coming, and I found out from Dan Rappaport's tweet. This is what he wrote: another back surgery for Will Zalatoris. Herniated discs, multiple, so painful. He's 28 years old. No bueno. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't think they would be reported this way, but that's how I found out about it.
How many would have been bueno? I think just one.
One.
Bueno.
Yeah, it was herniated.
Good news, it's just one.
It was herniated disc, period. Multiple, period. So painful, period. He's 28 years old, period. No bueno. Mm-hmm. Period.
It's good reporting.
That is no bueno.
It does suck for Willie Z.
And this is we're kind of loose right now with what topics we're hitting, but I would say Will Zalatoris, I'm pretty sure, had a shot to go to live, and anytime you judge anyone who's like can make life-changing money, this is the kind of shit that I think about. Like,
you should probably take it.
Yeah.
Also,
and also like you shouldn't judge someone who does take it.
The live guys, it sounds like they're going to be. I don't know what the live's going to do, Hank. What are your boys up to in Saudi Arabia?
We'll see. I mean, they might just stay loyal and stick around.
But if they're not,
something?
It sounds like they're not going to be able to pay the guaranteed monies that they were paying before.
Yeah, but thankfully there's an agreement going on, or a framework of an outline of an agreement.
Yeah, the framework is strong.
The PGA and LIV, so that'll probably be settled soon.
By the way, my favorite recurring thing about Hank, and usually this happens off camera, is when he plays 3 rounds of golf over the weekend, and then he struggles to figure out how many holes there are in 3 rounds of golf, even though he's a huge LIV diehard.
Mm-hmm. He just every time he says, "What's 36 plus 18?" Yeah, that's how many holes they play on the LIV tournament. You said that exact thing to us.
The LIV is 54,
and we've
in Roman numerals. Did you not know that till just now?
He didn't.
That's cool.
And we also had this conversation like 2 weeks ago.
What?
About how many holes
you
are
playing
in
3 rounds and you trying to do the math on how many that is.
Well, I didn't know if I was counting the Monday round as a weekend round, whatever.
54.
54.
LIV.
Wait, that also makes no sense. You just it had nothing to do with the Monday round. You asked 36 plus 18.
Yeah, nothing.
That has
nothing. 36 plus 18. All right. I have one more basketball thing that I'm very excited about. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but we are officially in judging every single picture we see of Luka Doncic.
I've heard that he's skinny. I've heard he's already skinny.
So there's one where he looks a little skinnier.
It's kind of like you.
It's kind of yo-yos, like depending on the angles. Then there's also one where he took it looked like dinner or lunch, and his plate was completely clean. People were judging that. Mm-hmm. I'm just excited for this journey we're about to go on when it comes to every single picture we see of Luka Doncic for the next 3 months.
Yeah, so apparently he's back home and he's doing like a local diet and he's using like local people to get in shape. I can only assume that means just like vodka and cigarettes, which is way, way lower carb than like barbecue and beer, which is what I assume he was taking in all the time down in Texas. So when you see Eastern Europeans, they're usually in pretty good shape, right?
Right.
You don't see too many of them fat.
No.
So I choose to believe that Luka's going to be in great shape when
he's going to be in great shape. I agree with you. I think this is the year. This is the summer. What other sport? I had some baseball things we could talk about. We should probably bring up our update on fuck the Rockies owners.
I have a couple sports related who's backs.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I wanted. So was Rockies on there?
No.
So the Rockies are just an update. What are those guys' names again? We fucking hate them. They're the worst. And fuck Nico Harrison. The Rockies are 9-45.
The Monfort brothers.
The Rockies are 9-45. They're on pace to win 28 games. The Chicago White Sox last year broke the record for most losses in a 162-game season with 121 losses. They won 41 games. The Rockies are on pace to win 28 games. At this exact point last year, the White Sox had 15 wins, so 6 more wins than the Rockies have right now.
That's crazy. And,
It's nuts.
And it's going to get so depressing looking at Coors Field in the late summer.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of cool shit to do in Colorado.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to go to the baseball game. That's the only game in town. It's going to be a sad state of affairs out there.
Yeah. So the Monfort brothers, fuck you guys. That's what we got to keep saying.
Pieces of shit.
Pieces of shit. Also, Max, Phillies are back. Cubs are hot too.
Yeah, Phillies have just been beating up on shit teams.
Oh.
Bullpen's a real big problem.
Cubs just mash every single game. And the Mets are back too. They took 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. Look at that.
And Shohei's going to pitch soon.
Yeah, he did
Shohei's gonna pitch soon.
he did some BP through 97.
That's pretty sick.
Very sick. And O'Neal Cruz continues to mash.
Yeah, well that home run he hit over the weekend, yeah, I think it was the
Hardest hit ball in the StatCast era.
I think and the second hardest was his.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure. He just hits piss missiles. When he gets a hold of one, it goes out so fast. All right, do you want to do who's back? Because we have a bunch of stuff for it.
Yeah.
Should we hop into it?
Let's do it.
And then we'll get to Windy and Tyson Ritter, which was a great interview, the All-American Rejects lead singer. All right, Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by our friends at Truly Hard Seltzer. It is time to get unruly this summer. Truly Unruly Lemonade combines the high alc fun of Truly Unruly with everyone's favorite lemonade. It's the official hard seltzer, pardon my take. Lemonade let loose. 8% ABV, 100% delicious. 4 supercharged lemonade flavors: Bumpin' Blue Raz, OG Original Lemonade, Punched Up Pineapple, Wild Pink. Level up your lemonade with Truly Unruly. Find Truly Unruly Lemonade at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. I love the Wild Pink. That's my number one. That's my number one pick. Truly Unruly. So go get your Truly Unruly lemonade at a store near you or visit trulyhardseltzer.com. Hank, who's back of the week?
I have one that PFT is definitely going to say, so I'll let him save it. But if he doesn't,
No, you can say
I'll
it.
mention it.
Say it.
You know what it is?
No.
Really?
Yeah, what is it?
Freebird.
Freebird's back, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. We did
won.
it.
We won a real tournament, not like the All-Star game.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Two times 2.
Oh.
Wait,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
the hockey?
Yeah.
No.
Stop
Well, the
doing-
hockey. USA Hockey's back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we won the IHHF. First time since 1933.
Huge.
Huge.
They released a music video for Freebird
Oh, they
3
did?
days ago.
I did. I missed out on that.
The
Listen,
song
dude, he
came-
went to ACDC. Cut him
The
some
song
slack.
came out in
I was-
the 70s.
I was super focused, very focused on ACDC.
He went to ACDC, Hank.
I was excited and focused.
Oh,
So, wait, they did a music video for it?
that's
yeah.
kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about this.
I like that.
It's a good thing you said it because
Wait, so Leonard Skinner finally made a music video for it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really like that one because I don't think that there's anybody in the band that played on that song.
yeah, right.
That's the problem. It's
Yeah.
like the old question of like, when does a ship not become the same ship anymore if you just update the different parts of it? Like this isn't, I don't know that this is still, you can't make a music video if you didn't play on that track.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I mean, the song still rocks. So
There's already a great music video for Freebird, and that's Jenny being high on cocaine, thinking about jumping off that ledge in Forrest Gump.
True.
That,
Facts.
in my mind, is the actual
Facts.
music video for Freebird.
Facts. But also, we won the hockey tournament.
Right.
A real hockey tournament, not an all-star game.
Wait, was this an exhibition?
No.
Okay, good.
IIHF. First time we've won it since 1933. Suck our dicks, everyone.
The kids are all right.
We fucking did it.
Freebird.
We're the best.
Freebird. I do love that Freebird just somehow decided to make a comeback in hockey form.
Yeah. Wait, Hank, was that it? You said you had a bunch.
Tariq School.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
What's his name?
Tarek, whatever.
Tarek.
Yeah.
It's Derek with a T.
I feel like it's the first time in a while we've had two like Haas pitchers going at the same time in MLB. Mm-hmm. Skubal, Skeens. Mm-hmm. But Skubal basically, I mean, he had a complete game shutout, 2-hitter.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Was that his first complete game?
I believe so. 103 pitches. Or no, sorry, it was like 94 pitches maybe?
His last pitch, he threw
103.
Yeah.
I love him. He's the best. And the Tigers are really fucking good. And I see it happening because I think he's due to make a ton of money, obviously, because he's a Boris guy. And, like, some of the national media is doing the whole, like, though they should trade him now. They could get a lot for him. It's like, dude, they're the best team in the AL. Why would you trade him? He's fucking awesome. They might be the best team in baseball. So yeah, he's sick, and hopefully he stays in Detroit. Yeah, he's got they're the best team in baseball right now, record wise. Good, who's back?
This was just a note I put in my phone. I should have brought this up earlier, but this was from Jones on the NBA. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but he said, for years I thought Cat's last name was Anthony Towns, not that his first name was Carl Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
I gotta say, yeah, I think I probably thought that too.
I just thought that he had one long first name. Carl Anthony Towns.
The Big Purr.
Yeah.
So his first name is Carl Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah. Three name guys I just assume are the last names.
Yeah.
You just always assumed that.
That's such a better name than Carl Towns.
Yeah, I think his dad was Carl Towns.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, he's Carl Anthony Towns.
I like that.
Yeah, it's way better. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I guess I've seen it written like that, but I always I don't know why I thought that. Even though I've seen it written Carl Anthony Towns. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you gotta say the Anthony.
They also call him the Big Bodega. I didn't realize that.
That's an awesome one. Awesome nickname. Big Bodega, Big Purr.
I've heard
Big
I've
Zesty.
heard the Bodega Cat.
That's good too. All right, who's back? PFC?
Well, Hank took one of mine with Freebird, so another one is.
But you weren't even going to mention the song.
Another one's.
I had USA Hockey and then Freebird separately.
Another one. It does blow my mind that they just made a music video for that. That's such a money grab. Yeah, I can't even knock it on Leonard Skinner. Good job. Get your money, guys. My other who's back of the week is Anne Hathaway.
I personally, I would never support a band doing money grabs like 60 years after.
No, but I mean, I had a great time, so I'm sorry that I missed the music video coming out at the AC/DC concert.
Yeah.
So yeah, Anne Hathaway's back.
Oh.
Anne Hathaway's back, and if you look at the stats, our guy Riggs posted about this. OG Anunoby ran into Anne Hathaway courtside. He was jumping out of bounds to save a ball. Since that moment, he's had 24.3 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 1.5 steals per game, 45.2 3-point percentage per game. And now Anne Hathaway is leaning into it. So she's like posting pictures of OG Anunoby on her Instagram.
Ooh.
All this stuff. Love is in the air. And she knows how to scout talent because the one other obscure-ish athlete that she's developed a fixation for over her career was Danny Woodhead.
Oh.
She was a massive Danny Woodhead fan. And now she's moved on. I think OG Anunoby is, I don't want to say he's the Danny Woodhead of the NBA, but he's a gritty guy.
Yeah.
He's a spark plug. I like this. So maybe, Memes, what if we got Anne Hathaway to go to the game in Indy with you?
That'd be cool.
Fuck yeah.
We suck her off?
Bet you would, you pervert.
My other who's back of the week is AI. AI is back because I think half the pod, not just Hank this time, got fooled with a fake man on the street video that's done using all AI, and we've reached the point where now we can't tell. Mm-hmm. We officially can't. Sometimes we should be able to tell, but now I feel like we're fucked.
Yeah, when they do the human beings, I can't. it's this, the large snakes that have never been seen before. That I'm like, oh, cool, that's AI. But yeah, this stuff where it just looks as real could be.
Yeah, I had an idea for an app that if anybody out there wants to make and give me 50% of, you can do it. It's just an app that you can download onto your phone that screens out AI videos for you. So it just shows up on your phone. If you're on social media, it's like the actual video has a big line across the center that says, "This is AI, click to accept." So you know that you can opt into the AI if you want. But it warns you ahead of time.
Could you have a filter being like, just don't tell me about AI porn?
Yeah, AI porn's fine.
Yeah, right. Like you'd want to just be like, hey, some AI.
Like, but this chick's probably really into you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let that go.
You can opt into
Let that go through the filter.
It's like clicking on incognito mode. You just go into like, don't tell me things that could possibly hurt my emotions.
Right,
mode.
Exactly. Okay, my who's back. I got a couple. Caitlin Clark is back because she's out for 2 weeks. Also, credit to the WNBA fans. Did you guys see the clip of the foul? Yep. That was very funny. They're getting WNBA fans are getting up to speed quickly where they're just showing clips where they're like, how is this a foul? And they just don't have the foul in the clip.
The rage farm. The cutoff of the video was where the illegal screen happened. So you didn't see the other woman. It just looked like it was a phantom push off, and people got so mad about it.
Also, the saddest part, I mean, she's only out for 2 weeks, so she'll be back. But the saddest Caitlin Clark story this weekend was, I don't know how it was possible, but I saw another Ryan Clark apology to RG3 on Saturday. It looks like it was new. It's like, how is this guy still talking about it?
He's doing videos of it now.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, we've all moved on, dude.
Ryan Clark gets in his emotions and he makes videos where he looks like he's going to cry and he's thinking about something deeply. It looks like he's at his therapist.
Do you know what it is too? It's and I think the Pivot podcast is successful, but it's the way they tape it. Everything seems like an E60, where they have the multiple close-up angles. Where they'll be close-up head-on with Ryan Clark, and then they'll cut to Ryan Clark's side profile close-up. Mm-hmm. Like, holy shit, he must be talking about something serious. Could it potentially be an innocuous foul in Game 2 of the WNBA season? Yeah, that's exactly what he's
What is that, Hank? 24 frames per second?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Because I feel like it's 24 frames. That's the one that makes it look like cinematic.
Explain that to us, Hank. What's going on with that? Film school.
24 frames per second.
Okay, nice.
Depth of field.
So if how many holes does Liv play?
36 plus 18.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Which is?
Liv.
Right.
LIV.
And who's in the 4 aces?
4 aces are Dustin Johnson, Harold Varner, Patrick Reed, and it's not Peter Uline. It is.
Are you in Severance in this podcast studio?
I have PTSD with the 4 aces. Fuck.
You also still haven't answered the amount of holes.
No, he did.
He did.
He knows that one.
He slowly got to it. He said Liv.
But
he's doing the Roman numerals.
He knows what
he's speaking Roman.
He doesn't know what live means.
He's a man of Troy.
Give me a minute. Keep talking. I will remember his name. I won't.
No, you won't.
Look it up. Yes, I will. I promise you, I will.
Max, was it 20? Is it 24 frames? Is that what they're doing?
Sure.
Okay.
I think that's what it's. Ryan Clark's got a button that he hits get emotional, and then he starts talking about being a man.
Yeah.
And what I've discovered is that it's actually sometimes to be a man, it means that you need to apologize, and that doesn't make you less of a man. But when you do apologize, you become more of a man, and you learn that afterwards. Yeah. That's what you learn becoming a man.
And then he buttons up his polo, which makes it way more serious.
As a man, I just feel like sometimes you need to be a man. Yeah. And sometimes being a man means that you have to be man enough to apologize about being a man.
How many frames do you think we do this podcast at?
Who the fuck knows?
60?
Yeah. As a man, sometimes you got to realize when you weren't being a man.
Yeah.
And then you got to tell yourself, hey, be more of a man.
But
next time.
But man to man, it takes growing up and becoming a man to realize that man to man, you need to be a man.
As a man, I'd like to personally apologize to RG3, who's also a man, who is married to a woman who I disrespected, which is not what a man should do.
So I'm apologizing to a man.
I would never apologize to a woman.
About what I said about that man's wife. I crossed the line because you don't do that to another man.
Hank, do you have the answer?
Nope.
All right, my other who's back is lacrosse. Cornell, ever heard of it? They won the lacrosse national championship, which Didn't really care. Usually watch it. Watched a couple quarters. But the big story is CJ Kirst, our 1-1 pick for the Water Dogs, just completed probably the greatest career in college lacrosse history. So his freshman year, they lost to Maryland in the championship game. He avenged that loss. He scored 6 goals in the national championship game, which tied a record for the national championship game. He scored 82 goals this season, which ties a record. 82 goals in 19 games. And then he also has the most goals in a college career, 247. That's our Water Dog.
That's our Water Dog.
I'm pumped.
That's why he was at the top for a big board this year.
Yep.
When they
1-1.
When they called us, they said, "What do you have? What intel do you have?" And I said, "This guy's CJ Kirst."
CJ Kirst.
I said, "This guy's CJ Kirst, number one. CJ Kirst, no matter what," is what I wrote down on a napkin.
Yep. He's also, I think he's one of 5 brothers who all are sick at lacrosse.
Love that.
Yeah. So he's got good lineage. Hank?
I don't think I'm going to get
The
it.
4th ace. What if I gave you?
Give us the 4th
I would
ace.
get it. Give me a clue. I'll get it.
He plays golf.
Thomas Peters?
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
that's all it took.
Why didn't you?
I don't
just
know.
need you to say he plays golf.
I just said I needed to get a clue, yeah.
He's a
Okay.
golfer.
I knew it was up there.
I knew it was a golfer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get who is it for real? Do we even know?
It's Thomas Peters.
It is?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That's a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were still.
I knew it was like 2 first names or something.
You know where he's from?
No. Ireland?
Belgium.
Belgium. I knew he was foreign.
Belgium. Thomas
pretty good.
Peters. Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you know his career
Rapid
very well.
fire.
Oh, he's an ace.
Yeah, he is an ace. You don't get to be an ace just by happenstance. You got to sign up and get like hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you become an ace.
So it wasn't part of the deal that the Live guys got equity in their teams,
I believe so.
so they became like owners of the team.
Yeah.
What happens if Live Golf if the merger that they've got the framework in place for goes? That's probably what the stumbling blocks are right now.
yeah.
Like, how do we pay these guys out from the PGA? What, Hank?
No, it's just like maybe there's like this team might not be worth that much. So why should we?
It's probably worth a lot. Imagine if you bought the 4 aces.
That'd be cool.
That would be so cool.
I mean, if they do some sort of fire sale,
You guys could probably buy
after the
four aces.
framework, you could buy a golf team that doesn't exist anymore.
I would never buy your team. That would be fucked up. Never buy it. As a man, you don't buy another man's team.
I'm also kind of, Ripper GC, but
What?
Ripper.
You changed?
You changed?
I like Cam Smith, man.
You can't change.
Wait, you're a Ripper GC guy? Why aren't we Smash guys anyway? Brooks.
I'm a smash guy.
I'm a Smash guy.
Those are my 3 teams.
How many teams are there? Like 6? You root for half the league?
There's the
You
Mystics.
still know how the Mystics? That's a WNBA team.
There is the Mystics, yeah. Ripper. Smash.
13 teams. Wow. I did not know there
Fireballs.
was that many teams.
Torquay.
Torque?
Torquay.
Okay.
All right, so the Cleeks, the Aces,
The Crushers.
Crushers,
You forgot about the Crushers.
the Fireballs, the High Flyers,
That's Phil.
the Ironheads, the Legion,
Legion 13.
That's Ron.
yeah, Majestics,
What did you call them, Hank? The Mystics?
the Range
What are
Goats,
the Majestics?
yeah, the Ripper GC,
Ripper.
Smash, that's our
Yeah,
guys.
Smash. We got Gooch.
Stinger,
I don't think so.
Torque. These just sounds like really bad apps.
Hank, it just said that we had Gooch on the
Torquay.
starting 4.
Wild card
He's in our starting
players?
4.
These sound like someone would be pitching you after watching Josh Allen win the MVP, being like, "Hey, I got this new app. It's called the Range Goats,
And I'd say, yeah, I'm
and
100%.
we're taking golf to the next level."
Is it louder?
It's so loud.
Yeah, I'm in.
So torque. Okay, let's get to our interview with Brian Windhorst. We're going to talk some more ball. The Thunder, Timberwolves, where he sees the rest of the conference finals, and then we have a great interview with the lead singer of the All-American Rejects, Tyson Ritter. Before we get to Brian Windhorst talking some NBA playoffs, game time. Football is back. The 2025 NFL schedule is out. And the only place you should be getting your tickets is Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. We're already planning our fall schedule and circling the games we want to go to. with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets. Game Time makes scoring NFL tickets faster and easier. They have exclusive discounts, and you can find seats for as low as $100. The Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic NFL tickets on time and for the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you'll pay. We're looking at tickets for Bears-Vikings at Soldier Field, Monday Night Football to kick off to end Week 1. Hank, what do we got?
Soldier Field. Big Cat will be 6 out of 10 excited for this game, and you can get in the building for $293.
Okay, Ben Johnson's debut, J.J. McCarthy's debut. So what are you waiting for? Go buy those tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PMT for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Hey Dude. Listen, Hey Dude, have you tried Hey Dude shoes yet? They're unlike anything. The Wally Stretch socks are the ultimate slip-on shoe. Lightweight, breathable, and ridiculously comfortable. We're talking cushioned insoles that feel like little pillows under your feet. Hey Dudes are the perfect shoes to slip into every day, and they're the perfect shoe for the summertime. Because, I have a pair right next to my door. Slip them on every morning to walk Stella. They're great beach shoes, great pool shoes, great backyard barbecue shoes, great after you take off your golf shoes. They're super, super comfortable. You slip them on. You feel like you're floating around. And I don't even wear socks with them. So they're great in the summer. Yeah. Great in the summer. If you're maybe not a flip-flop guy, you're a Hey Dude guy. That's me. So find your pair at heydude.com. They got a ton of different variety. Different shoes for you. I'm telling you, Big Cat guarantee you will love your Hey Dude shoes, especially summertime. They're the perfect. How about the bleachers?
I'm fully converted. I'm a Hey Dude.
Yeah, you're wearing them right now. Yeah. So go right now. Find your pair at heydude.com, and you will not be disappointed. Big Cat and Hank guarantee. Okay, here he is, Brian Windhorst. Okay, we now welcome on our very, very good friend and very, very, very special guest, Brian Windhorst. He is reporting live from Minnesota. Windy, we want to talk about this game, but we have to start with saying something. I have to apologize to you real quick. Us as a show, we're big believers in fan bases enjoying the ride. If you don't enjoy the ride, what's the point in watching sports? If you can only celebrate when you clinch the championship, that's so stupid. You got to enjoy the ride. So we defended Knicks fans after they beat the Celtics. We recorded it, and then the next day we had video of people harassing you. We disavow those Knicks fans. We stand up for our guy Windy.
Those were not Knicks fans. Those were hooligans.
Okay.
Those were not Knicks fans. Knicks fans were not a block away from the Garden at 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Knicks fans were off celebrating with themselves. So.
Okay.
I thought you handled it well for what it's worth.
You handled it great.
I think you would have fucked them up.
Well, the truth is that there is other footage that apparently is not going to become unearthed that where there was some hands put on. Not by me. Hands were put on me. Nothing serious happened. Like people put their hands on me, and I had to shove their hands off, and I basically jaywalked across 35th Street to get away. I mean, I was never like in serious danger, but it was not a pleasant experience at 12:35 in the morning.
Yeah.
So
leave Windy alone.
Those were not Knicks fans.
Okay.
And those people were not the same people that I saw like 2 hours earlier enjoying one of the great moments of the Garden in most of their lives.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't equate the two things.
I like that. Let's not let that one ugly incident turn us away from the city of New York enjoying a little bit of success.
Right.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Yes. And we stand with Windy. If you ever need us to fuck someone up, we'll call someone else to do it.
I want to say that ESPN security has taken beautiful care of me and all of our people, and I am in the hands of ESPN security, and I'm all good. Thank you for your concern.
Okay, all right, great. So let's talk about the game you were at tonight. The Thunder take a 3-1 lead. We think this series might be over. The Thunder, it was 2 nights ago, the Wolves did what most teams do in the Game 3 setting after being down 2-0, coming home. They had some pride. They killed the Thunder. Tonight was a very competitive game. I want to start with the end, though, and maybe you can explain this to us. The fan who caught the ball, did that screw up the timing on the last possession at all? So what happened?
Yes. So technically, as far as I know, I hope I got it right, the clock is going to stop when the ball technically hits the ground, when the ball goes out of bounds. That's when the ball is out of bounds. It's not out of bounds when it crosses the end line. It's out of bounds when it touches the ground or touches somebody touching the ground. If a player obviously catches it and is out of bounds, or you throw it off a guy's foot or whatever, that's when it's dead. And the clock will go dead when the referee blows the whistle. It's a computerized thing. There's a connection. The clock stops when the whistle blows. So the guy catches it, the ball goes dead, and with 6/10 left. But had the guy not caught it, the ball would have hit the ground and the game would have been over. Oh. So I don't think there's any controversy there.
But why split the difference? Like he was standing there and he did catch it.
Right, but I think the official blew the whistle. I can't speak for exactly why, but if the official doesn't blow the whistle until the ball hits the ground, the horn goes off because we're talking about half second.
Got it.
So
got it.
I mean, 0.5 seconds. They're probably not going to make a shot. Let's put it this way. Yeah.
If you're a Wolves fan and you're upset that you didn't get the extra 0.3 of a second because a fan caught the ball when it shouldn't have been caught, it should have been deemed to have hit the ground. I don't know what to say. We can't really have a intellectual conversation.
Yeah.
They were fortunate that they were given 0.3. I think that was a good compromise by the officials.
Yeah.
So on the court, the Wolves had a great night shooting, and somehow it still wasn't enough to overcome the Thunder. I saw one stat that said the teams that have that, I forget what the threshold was for 3-point percentage and field goal percentage, but the bottom line is teams that shot at that level, I believe, were 55-0 going into this game in the playoffs. And now this is the one loss. So what did the Thunder do that was so good that took away all the advantage that the Wolves should have had?
They scored. This wasn't a game where the Thunder won it with their defense. They won it with their offense. I mean, so the fourth quarter box score of this game is pretty impressive. First off, the Wolves scored 41 points in the fourth quarter of this game, shot 50% or over 50%. I don't have it right in front of me right now. Actually, I can get it right now. Hold on. The Wolves in the fourth quarter went 14 of 28. That's 50% where I come from. They made 6 out of 13 threes. They out-rebounded the Thunder. They committed fewer turnovers, or the same turnovers than the Thunder, but gave up fewer points off turnovers. I know that there's going to be and probably even on my network, there's probably going to be a cycle here where Ann Edwards gets blamed because he didn't score 40 himself. The Wolves scored 41 points in the fourth quarter. And because, Dante DiVincenzo and Nickeil Alexander-Walker had awesome performances. The loss of the game, or the win, I prefer to say the reason the Thunder won the game, was because Shea had 40, Jalen Williams had 34, and Chet had over 20.
Mm-hmm.
And Chet Holmgren makes one of the great plays of his young career, time, place, on the block shot late in the fourth quarter, where he is totally beaten on the spin move by, I think it was Alexander Walker. It was Jaden McDaniels. He's totally beaten on that play. It's 99% of the way into the basket, and he recovers because he's 7'1" and makes a totally clean block to basically, pivot off of the, give them leverage. I mean, this was a game that the Thunder took and won very impressively. It was not a game, in my opinion, that the Wolves lost, but I know that that's not necessarily going to be the prevailing opinion, because the Thunder, for whatever reason, kind of get a little bit disrespected. And I would just encourage everyone who feels that way to reevaluate after the Denver series and after this game and this performance in this series. I would reevaluate that.
Yeah, and it does feel like the Thunder have been teetering on this monster that can't be stopped. And when you have Jalen Williams and Chet seemingly take this next step, it's like, how do you deal with this team? Because you're right, like it wasn't. They're usually suffocating on defense, and the one thing you could say about the Thunder, and maybe I'm wrong, but you could back me up here, if like their offense can go in lulls, and that's where they can be beat. And tonight it was like their offense was fantastic, and it didn't have to be. Even though Shea scored 40 points, it didn't have to just be him.
Exactly, and like so. To me, and I will see how this plays out. I don't know how the I've been around too long to give anybody anything. We'll see how this series plays out, and then there's a whole nother series. But it is very possible that the NBA title will come down to the fourth quarter of Game 5 that they played against Denver. Mm-hmm. Now, to refresh your memory, I believe the Nuggets were up 9 points. Okay, they are in Oklahoma City, but still, they're up 9 points. They have Jokic. They have Jamal Murray. They have Aaron Gordon. This is before he, gets hurt. And they come back and win that game. And in that game, there was, Shea was really good, but Jalen Williams hit a 3 from the corner, huge clutch shot that basically gave them the difference-making play. So they win that game. Then they win a Game 7, which, again, I understand Gordon was hurt, etc. But still, this team hadn't done this before, win a Game 7. Then they come in here on a night where, I thought Minnesota put forth a really good effort. Maybe it wasn't an A, but it was an A-, pretty damn good performance. And they win in this game extremely impressively as a team. They are taking the steps that you want to see. And as you said, Kat, Shea is like 26. Jalen Williams is his third season. Chet, this is technically his third season, but he's only played 2 seasons because he missed his whole rookie year. What are you supposed to take from that? What you're supposed to take is that the supporting cast around them may change because of the second apron rules, and they'll draft other guys or whatever. They may not be able to afford to keep all these role players. But I could see these 3 guys, us talking about these 3 guys in playoff games like this for the rest of the decade.
Well, here's one that you can throw out there on the Hoop Collective, or when you're on Get Up. We threw this out there last week. There's a chance if the Thunder win the title this year, this is the worst Thunder team to win a title because they're going to probably win like 4 or 5.
Yeah, and they've got so many good draft assets. They still have most of the stuff that they traded Paul George for.
Yeah. But think about that take though for a second, because I feel like that could revolutionize sports media.
We're getting way ahead.
If you already overrate a championship that hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah, this is the worst Thunder team we'll ever see to win a title.
Do you realize that the Thunder have had an unlucky month? Because I was fascinated by this. I talked to Sam Presti, who was in the room, and he like made it sound like it was no big deal, but I kind of don't believe him. So I want to take you into the lottery room. Okay. So there's 4 numbers drawn. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order. All right. So the 76ers have the 5th best odds. Okay. And if their pick goes to 7 or higher, the Thunder get it. All right. So that means if 2 teams move past the Sixers, they lose their pick and the Thunder get it. All right. First number up, Dallas Mavericks. Hot damn. Cooper Flagg's going to be a Maverick. That's 1 team from behind Philly moves in front. Now all of a sudden, Philly's sitting there 1 minute into the draft lottery with the 6th pick. Okay. Next drawing, San Antonio Spurs. Also behind the Sixers. Boop. The Sixers have the 7th pick. That means that the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, by the way, also have the 15th pick in this draft. Now, you're not necessarily going to get an all-star with the 15th pick, but, you get some good players with the 15th pick. Okay. I don't know how long it takes them to reload the lottery balls and then redo it, but let's say it's 90 seconds to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. The Thunder had the 7th pick in this draft. Mm-hmm. And then, and only then, Philly's number comes up 3rd. So they get the 3. That was the only chance they had. If they hadn't gotten the 3rd or the 4th, they were losing their pick. But the Thunder actually had it. Mm-hmm. Now the world didn't see it that way because it happened before we were watching. But Sam Presti's sitting in that room going, oh my God, I just got the 7th pick. I got the best team with the best record in the league, and I'm about to wake up with the 7th and 15th picks in this draft. So I just want to point that out. While I agree with what you guys are saying, that this team's got a lot more, stuff that they can do to improve this roster going forward as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Have you purchased hotel room blocks in both New York and Indianapolis?
Yes. Not purchased. By the way,
reserved.
God, did I get a huge amount of reaction from that? It's an ode to the power of your podcast, is more than anything. Let me just make something real clear. When you make a reservation, you don't pay up front. You can make hotel, knock on wood, they don't change this rule. You just make the reservation. You got to give them a credit card. They don't take any money. I mean, I realize that's the case like in Vegas, but at Oklahoma City and in Indianapolis, they're not, by the way, it was an issue for, if I had been covering the Eastern Conference Finals, you would have had to prepay for, Indy 500 weekend. That would have been one, but you don't have to prepay. I saw people saying, would you spend like $30,000? No, I spend $0. ESPN spends $0. Yes, I have 3 different hotels in New York. I don't know where I want to stay. Maybe I want to stay in Midtown. Maybe I want to stay in downtown. Maybe I want to stay by the park. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the weather's like.
So if you're looking to get a hotel room in New York City in the next couple of weeks and you can't find a good one, it's because Windy has them all.
Yeah. You've collected them all.
I've got a selection of hotels. You know what was sad, though? Like, not sad, but it was just I had 9 different hotel reservations in Boston.
And Cleveland.
I thought the Celtics. And Cleveland.
Yeah.
I had even more in Boston. And I had to cancel them all. It was like bam, 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 bam. I had like 9 I had to cancel because I thought the Celtics were going to make it. Clearly the hotel reservation game. And by the way, I had none. When I did that pod with you guys, I had none in Indianapolis.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about the Eastern Conference Final, but I have one last question about the West. So the Timberwolves, obviously Anthony Edwards got to play better. Is he hurt, by the way?
I don't think so.
Okay, we had we landed on we split the difference. PFT's going with hurt. I said he's just got to play better. So we figured.
Well, all I
one
can
of us
tell
could
you
be right.
is he didn't get any treatment after the game either of the last 2 nights. And when I came out to do Scott Van Pelt, he was dressed and talking with people outside the locker room. I had gone to the Thunder press conferences to hear Shea, and I missed him. He was not getting any post-game long-term treatment, long treatment on anything. So I'm sure everybody's got bumps and bruises at this point. But
yeah, okay,
nothing that would be clear, like he was soaking a knee or an ankle or anything like that.
Right. So he's got to play better. Julius Randle has had a great playoffs, has had a tough series at times. What do the Timberwolves do, though, if they lose this series where it's like, hey, they've gone to the Western Conference Final 2 years in a row. Anthony Edwards looks like a up-and-coming superstar. Is there a drastic change, or they already made the drastic change because they already traded Cat for Julius Randle?
Well, I don't think they can keep this team together. The big pieces they can, but so Julius Randle's a free agent. Nikhil Alexander Walker is a free agent, and Naz Reid is a free agent. He has an opt-out, which I'm sure he's going to take. And Ant's contract is, very large. Rudy Gobert's contract is way up there. So they have new owners coming on, Mark Laurie and Alex Rodriguez. They have gotten a whole bunch of minority owners that can, they've demonstrated to the NBA that they've got a whole bunch of money to operate the team. But I would be surprised if they were able to re-sign all 3 guys. I suppose they could trade another player off to keep it, but maybe they can. I mean, I don't know, but I would be kind of surprised if they could afford all 3. What they did last year when they traded Karl Towns, they saved money. And then they had Rudy Gobert opt out of his contract and sign a new deal. And the headline was Rudy Gobert gets $100 million. And I know that there were some people that felt a certain way about that. They were like, wait a minute, you traded Karl Towns to save money, then you gave Rudy Gobert $100 million? What are you doing? But Gobert actually took a pay cut. He opted out of the rest of his contract, took his average salary down, and then added years to the end. And the reason that they did both of those deals was so that they could afford to keep Julius Randle and Naz Reid. They may not be able to afford to keep Alexander Walker. So they're still going to have a good team. And they traded for Rob Dillingham last year, jumped up in the lottery to do that trade. And then you've seen Terrence Shannon Jr. Has been great the last 2 games. Those are their first round picks this year. So part of what they did, because they are a smart organization, they drafted those 2 young guys to develop up to develop around Anthony Edwards. But there is possible that all of this core is not going to be back next year.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the Thunder side of things, and think carefully before you answer this. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy watching SGA play basketball?
It's a great question.
Good question.
Thanks.
Because you're asking because of the fouls, right? That's what you're asking.
Anywhere you want to go with it.
Yeah. You direct us.
Yeah, I don't love watching free throws. But here's the thing about him. And this happened tonight with the when he threw the ball in between I don't remember whose legs it was. A lot of times you see him go down. Not every time, just to be clear, not every time. A lot of times you see him go down, you're like, wow, that was he might have exaggerated that contact. And then you look at the replay, and he did get hit. And there's also a lot of times where he gets hit and it doesn't get called because he's constantly driving. If he didn't lead the league in drives, he was top 2, but I think he led the league in drives. He definitely led the league in free throws, average 3 free throws per game. And so, and kind of like that ball between the legs tonight, like it looked for sure like it was a travel. People are screaming in the arena that it was a travel. And then you look at the replay and it wasn't. It was just a great play. So I get that it is not, quote unquote, always the most entertaining product to watch a guy hunt mid-range shots and go to the floor. His body type, despite him being very strong, his body type, when he goes down, it doesn't always look like he got hammered. But he's actually kind of brilliant at it. And I was talking to a scout this week, and what he was saying is, he's like, look, I'm watching this Pacers-Knicks series, and I'm seeing hand-to-hand combat on Jalen Brunson, hand-to-hand combat on the interior there. And then I watch the Western Finals, and I see Shea getting regular season fouls. In other words, what you would see, a hand check or something that you would see in February, you're all of a sudden seeing in May, and you're like, I don't know about that. And I guess I would understand that you're used to some physicality, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of physicality that happens when he gets fouled. But I got to tell you, when you actually review the plays and you review everything, he is getting fouled. Mm-hmm. And no, I don't love it, but I also respect it because I respect the mastery that he's got.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I find myself realizing that I do love watching him play until he does that bullshit. And then I get over mad and I lose sight of what a great player he is. But when
I think you're in the majority. By the way, I thought one of the most interesting parts of this series, I don't know if you guys heard because we haven't talked about it on ESPN, but Shea and Nikhil are cousins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There might even be a photo that exists of them as like 1-year-olds. But wild. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that hasn't been found yet. I haven't seen it.
That's wild.
More than 85 times. But in game 1, I think there was a play where Shea obviously took a dive.
Yep.
He literally threw himself on the ground, and I think the foul was on Nikhil, and he immediately cursed and looked over at the bench and said, "Review that bleep." Yeah. And they did, and it was called out. So even his beloved cousin, who is like his second brother or whatever, their bond runs deeper than even their blood. Even he at times thinks it's bull. Well, take that.
You're a power broker, Wendy. So maybe you could put this in the ear of Adam Silver. Have them make not just have them make the dives reviewable, but if you do take a dive, they should be able to issue like a tech for it after the review. Because I get it.
They have that rule.
But
they have that rule
where you can tee them up if it's a clear dive. Just on if nothing was called, if they called a foul and then they review it and they see that it's a dive, can the ref say actually not a foul, it was embellishment and we're teeing him up? Because I don't think that's the rule.
You can call a technical foul on a player for flopping. Now, it never gets called, but you can call, and when it does get called, it's always on the defensive player. But I believe, and again, I don't have the rule book in front of me, and frankly, I don't know the rule because it's so rarely enforced that you'd never see it. But if a flop is a flop, I do believe the officials have it in their latitude. It's kind of like the tush push when they just declared that you could give a touchdown. I didn't know that rule. I'm pretty sure that they could do it. But, I mean, just saying that they could do it doesn't mean that's ever going to happen.
I think that would be a good compromise because I get it from a ref's point of view. If you don't want to call a flop in real time because you might be wrong. And what if there actually was a foul? So if rely more heavily on the review for that, and then hit him over the hammer. Like if you are flopping, you should be able to review that and be like, okay, tech, and I guarantee it would stop. And then I would love watching SGA play. I really would.
Well, but again, here's the problem. Like sometimes it looks like he flopped, and then you watch the replay, and he kind of did get fouled. It wasn't like the greatest, most impressive foul in the history of Rick Mahorn, but that's the problem with it. Is that obviously there are times that happens, but I mean, look, he just won the MVP. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to tell him that his behavior is not being richly rewarded.
Right.
So what he's doing and is damn impressive, and it's also being verified.
Yeah.
So that's reality.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the Eastern Conference Final. It is awesome. These two teams are just playing the most chaotic basketball. We said at the beginning of the show, the Pacers having the stat where they've had 3 times where they've been down 7 or more under a minute and won those games, and the Knicks being like, oh, anything you can do, we can do better. We've had 3 games where we've come back from 20-point deficits. Going into game 4, I don't even know what to make of it. I mean, I guess I'll start with this. Are the Knicks, do you think Thibs is going to trust his bench a little bit more going into game 4, or was that a circumstance thing where it's like they got in foul trouble, he had to do it, and they know they have to win this series with Jalen Brunson, even though the Jalen Brunson-Cat combo has left their defense lacking at times?
First off, this series could be anything. It could be 3-0 Knicks. It could be 3-0 Pacers. It could be 2-1 Knicks. It's 2-1 Pacers, obviously, but either of these teams you could roll these things through, and you could have had a different generator come up with a different result. And because of that, I don't know what's going to happen in this series. I just don't know. So now Thibs, this is fascinating. Okay, so he played 15 different lineups in game 3. I'm sure it's happened. I can never remember a team this deep into the playoffs, conference finals, playing 15 different laps. Maybe if there's garbage time where it's not a game, but certainly in what is effectively an elimination game. Secondly, 7 of the lineups had never played together before. Now, we have not looked that up. I will stand on that being a first in history. That 7 different lineups played in down 0-2 in a conference finals game.
Especially for him. Especially the guy we're talking about who does not want to play, who does not want to get out of his rotations, who does not want to play a deep bench. It was crazy.
And by the way, I understand why there was a lot of frustration that Cat didn't play down the stretch of game 2, but he was making a tactical decision that I understood. I'm not saying I agree with him, but I understood the tactical decision. This decision is, whenever I put Cat and Brunson out there, we have difficulty stopping the other team. We can't get stops. And when Mitchell Robinson is out there, we do. Joe Mazzulla in the last round, when he was fouling Mitchell Robinson to get him off the court, the same thing was kind of plaguing them. Everybody in their starting lineup in several of the games in that series was underwater. They were all minus and plus minus. And Mazzulla was like, the reason I want him off the floor is because he's the only guy who positively affects the score when he's out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so Mazzulla was basically talking about what Thibs and this Pacers already see. And Carlisle pretty much said it after game 3. He comes out and he goes, well, they played better defensive players.
Yep.
And now, some of that reason he played 15 lineups was because Brunson was in foul trouble, and McBride was in foul trouble, and Cat was in foul trouble. And so now the circus wheel is starting, and he's just trying to catch up. He didn't plan it that way. But what I want to know is, what would have happened if Brunson played his normal minutes in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Knicks will win. Like, I'm not trying to tell you that I know, but there was a reason why Thibs kept him on the bench till there was a minute 30 left. And it wasn't because he was afraid he was going to foul out with 2:40 left. He kept him in because under that current lineup, having Cat be the featured offensive player with only one defensive sort of hole at the other end was working. Now, part of the reason I think it was working is that the Pacers were guarding the Knicks the way they guard the Knicks as if they had their normal lineup out there. They were guarding Shamet and who else did they play? They were guarding them like it was Bridges and Anunoby. And if that happened again, they would know that they're going to put two people on Cat with Brunson's on the bench. And if Landry Shamet can hit an open three, God bless you. But they were leaving Miles Turner out there on an island, and Cat was toasting him, which is, by the way, that's the way Cat operates. He's an all-NBA player. He's an all-NBA player because he destroys you on the offensive end. But against the Pacers in a playoff setting, having Brunson and Cat out there together is sometimes difficult. And so what I think is probably going to happen in Game 4, in addition to Robinson continuing to start because he gives them a better opportunity to balance out their roster a little bit more with how they can defend. I think you're going to see the stagger. What I mean by that is the time which Cat is on the court without Brunson and Brunson was without Cat expand a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to squeeze it out, even if it's literally just by a minute a quarter. And again, I'm not arguing to play Cat more than Brunson I just think if you only have one, because by the way, at the end of the game, when they both were out there was, I think, one defensive possession where Thibs had to have maybe two. The Pacers immediately put them both in the pick and roll. And they didn't get a basket out of it because the Knicks were able to get it done. But even down the stretch, Thibs did a good job and kept his timeouts. He was pulling Brunson and Cat out of the game because he didn't want either of them out there. So, look, it's a tactical thing. And if Brunson has a 45-point game, which he is absolutely capable of doing, and his offensive prowess outweighs whatever happens defensively, which has happened dozens of times in his Knicks career and will happen dozens of more times, cool. I'm not arguing that they are quote unquote better without him or whatever, but I do think they give themselves a better chance to win if in the 48-minute pie, they have more of it where only one of them is on the court, especially if you can get Miles McBride to hit a couple of big shots, or you can hit Bridges or whether it's Landry Shamet or whoever. And I think that's what they're going to probably have to try to do in Game 4.
And I also should say, the Knicks played a lot better defense. I also think, maybe if you're the Pacers, and I don't know how much a coach can bank on this, but the Pacers had been running very, very hot, and then in Game 3, it finally fell back down to earth. They shot terribly from 3. That was bound to happen eventually. So that game was going to happen to them eventually. Do they say, hey, look, we're still the same team? And I mean, Rick Carlisle is such an underrated coach. The way they confuse the Knicks, and that is a lot because of Cat and Brunson on the court at the same time, but it feels like the Pacers – they got to just keep doing what they're doing a little bit and be like, hey, if you want to play a defensive lineup, you're not going to be able to have the offense to keep up with us.
I wish I could give the person the credit that I saw this from, but because of the tracking systems that now have, they can track where everything moves on the court. I saw that the ball that Brunson or that Halliburton made in Game 2, where the ball bounced and went straight up in the air and came back down, was the highest bounce off of the rim that has happened in the playoffs this year.
Whoa.
They literally had a chart of every ball that came off the rim, and Halliburton's was the highest. So, yes, I think they were running a little bit hot.
Yeah.
It's because Jim Irsay just dunked it back in. That's what that was.
That's crazy. I can't believe they tracked that, but I should assume they
I wish I could. I saw it on X, and I wish I could give the person credit, and I should have, before I said it, known that, but that was the key. So yeah, I think that there is something to that. Another thing I'm going to say is that a big factor is Aaron Neesmith's ankle.
Yes. So what do you hear
You
about
guys
that?
know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not good when they announce he's a game time decision the day before because you got to figure he's going to probably play because it's a playoff game. And if you're a game time decision, you're probably going to play. The question is, how effective can you be? And I spent time today talking to the ex-players who I work with at ESPN, Udonis Haslam and Iman Shumpert and Perk, talking to him about when you roll your ankle, because sometimes you see a guy roll his ankle and then he'll finish the game, and then the next day it's blown up, and that's the kind of ankle injury where you maybe miss a game or two in the regular season. Talking about the stuff that you can do to try to keep the swelling down, you can play, but look, he's going to be affected, and he's super duper important, and he plays 100 miles an hour. So that to me, more than any X's and O thing or whatever lineup you want to play or who's ever got a hot shot, that potentially is a huge X factor. And another reason why, if you're a Knicks fan, you think that you can do it. First off, the Knicks win on the road. They win close games on the road. It's an ode to their mental toughness. It is their number one attribute, in my opinion, is their mental toughness. Mm-hmm. And that's all comes from Brunson. And Thibs to a certain extent. And some of their guys are, Anunoby's heart rate never increases, and Bridges is shown to can make big plays, but it's mostly comes from Brunson. The guy is an absolute stone cold killer. And so when you've won 6 road games, you don't care if you're down 2-1. You believe you can do it. So the Knicks will come in with belief, and they could come in with one of the most important players who guards Brunson being diminished. So I have no idea what's going to happen in that game, but if I'm the Knicks, I believe in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the Pacers might be losing Neesmith, or maybe get a hobbled Neesmith, but they're gaining a super fan in Tyrese Halliburton's dad. So can you tell us what happened behind the scenes, how this negotiation went down? Because ever since, we understand you can't try to fight Giannis on the court. That's probably crossing a couple lines. We probably a suspension was worthy. But then we thought about it, and we're like, wait, what if they're playing in the Eastern Conference? What if they're playing in the NBA Finals and he's not allowed in the building? That seems a little bit harsh. So I'm glad that the league came around on it. But what happened? Do you know anything about what happened behind the scenes?
I think basically the league was like, you have to do something. And, it was like maybe they checked in a couple of times. We're like, hey, have we done something? And, now it's like a nice little secret weapon. Now there will be something to fire the fans up and fire Tyrese up. By the way, so here's the problem. It's very difficult for me to talk about this because I have a good relationship with the Halliburton family, which a lot of people do. It's not like I'm trying to sound a lot of people. If you're around the Pacers or you've been around Team USA, John and Brenda Halliburton. Okay. You just know them. And by the way, one of the more remarkable things that's happened in the last week, after Tyrese hits the game winner or one that forces overtime and, does the choke sign or whatever, I guess that was game 1. A minute ago, I said it was game 2. When he does the choke sign, his mom, Brenda, goes to the Today Show the next day and stands in the rain outside the Today Show with a Pacers sign.
I love it. Yeah.
Did you guys know that?
No. I love it.
I just saw his dad in the bar doing the choke sign.
Well, yes, and I'm not sure that was very helpful, especially he brought the towel. But I adore John Halliburton, and I've spent a lot of time with him, with Team USA across the planet. So I am biased when I say I want him to be in the building, but he obviously can't go out in the court, and he don't bring the towel. That's what I would tell John. John, don't bring the towel. Okay. Just don't antagonize. You want to get yourself down on the court. And if Tyrese is in a situation where he's playing in a possible clinching road game, you want to be able to go, whether it's in the conference finals or it's in the finals. But yeah, Brenda Halliburton, who again is just wonderful. She went with her friend. They go to the Today Show, and Craig Melvin, I think, is out there, and Carson Daly and Craig Melvin. And this woman goes, yeah, they're holding Pacers. I mean, she's just a woman from Wisconsin going to the big city. What do you do in the big city from Wisconsin? You go to the Today Show. Oh. It was the next morning, at 11 p.m., Tyrese is putting the choke up on the Knicks, and at 8:15, she's outside the Today Show. She got up early, got her Pacers flag out, and was on TV. And like, you can tell that they're like, do we really believe this is Tyrese's mother?
That's amazing.
And they're like, and there she is. Like, I mean, wholesome.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, wholesome. I realize that Tyrese and the way he plays is somewhat hateable. And if you're a Knicks fan, you hate him. I get it. But I mean, I have a hard time not wanting good things for the Halliburton family. I guess if that makes me biased, so be it. But yeah, I'm glad John's. By the way, I think the John Halliburton story, you guys would know this, like on the metrics, people care about this because on all the ESPN shows I was on today, we pushed out Knicks Pacers, other pieces of Knicks Pacers coverage to get John Halliburton coverage in there.
It's a hilarious story. Yeah. It's great. It's great. All right, Windy, we've kept you long enough. It's we appreciate you joining us. It's midnight.
Kept you long enough.
No. I told you we're built for this. I got one last question, rowback question. RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Rowback.com. Promo code TAKE. Have to ask a LeBron question as contract. It's in your contract whenever you come on. I saw LeBron complaining about the Sky Cam 4 weeks later.
I didn't see this. This is new to me.
All right, so he did his podcast with Steve Nash. And he was basically like, I've never seen that camera before. Where was that? The strip on Anthony Edwards where they had the
Hawkeye.
The Hawkeye. So to put it because I think he was kind of dipping into like they just pulled that out to get me on this one. Is that a camera that the NBA refs use often, or is it always at their disposal?
Great question. I don't exactly know the answer. The Hawkeye, I believe, don't hold me to this, I believe this is its second year. I mean, we're going to go down the rabbit hole here. Your listeners probably going to be like, I don't care about this. There used to be this other different tracking technology that they used, and then that contract ended, and then this new company came in with this new technology called Hawkeye, and they put these cameras up in the ceiling, and they're used for like mostly internal stuff, for internal tracking and stuff like that. This year, late in the season, was the first time I saw them using it in replays. However, for all I know, and I don't know, they were using in Secaucus all year.
Right.
But this is a newer tracking system called Hawkeye that does exist. No, they didn't just put it in to get LeBron. It's been used on other players in the postseason. So, but I can understand why LeBron thinks something went against him. Nothing's ever gone his way. So,
yeah, it was just very funny clip because it was like 4 weeks ago this happened, and he was just like, "Yeah, where the hell did this camera come from?"
They also used it at the end of the Nuggets game with the slam dunk.
Aaron Gordon
at the very end of the game.
Yeah,
and it got that right. Like as far as I can tell, like the one frame, it like got it right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it was a bit. People were a bit in the league. People were like, we don't want to switch off our old technology. They were kind of against the Hawkeye, but now I think the Hawkeye has come into its own.
This is why you're the best, though. Team. Yeah, you have a story about the contract ending.
I don't know how good of a story it was, but yes, that's a new thing.
Also,
there were meetings at ESPN with our stats people with the Hawkeye operation to detail the incoming Hawkeye, and I guess next time they need to invite LeBron.
Yeah, it's true.
Should get on the Zoom.
He should
get on the Zoom with the Hawkeye.
CC him on that email.
Enlightening.
Yeah.
While you're here, is LeBron going to take less money?
I don't think so. I do not think that is in the plan. I think the real question is, will LeBron opt out? Because right now he's got a max contract and a no trade clause, and if he opts out, the Lakers could ask for concessions. Now, their history is that they take care of star players, and it's a smart way to go. It's a good investment in the future. It was something that Jerry Buss started and Jeannie Buss has continued. And so do I believe that they wouldn't give LeBron what he wanted? I don't necessarily believe that. However, when you opt out of your contract, it's time for negotiation. Now, he was a second-team All-NBA player this year. They've never really negotiated with him to give him what he wanted, but if he thinks that the Lakers may want to try to offer him less or not give him the no trade clause, he could, in theory, just opt into his contract. And he could just say, I'm opting into my contract because I'm taking it year to year and not indicate that there was any issue with the Lakers. But I do not think it's in the cards that he's taking less money. It's not that necessarily he wants every dime, although he does want every dime. I don't think he believes that free agency is got anybody in it where if he takes less money that the Lakers could go use their mid-level and like have a transformational player. They may disagree with that, and they may come to him with a plan where they show him that if you take $12 million less, we can sign this guy and maybe he'll change his mind. But as far as I know from my conversations, the intention is for him to continue to make all of the max, which he has earned.
Yep. Okay. All right, Windy, you are the best. We appreciate your time. Like I said, it's 12:11 Central Time, and you hopped on with us after SVP, so thank you so much. And everyone go listen to the Hoop Collective and see Windy everywhere. You're looking good, and everyone be nice to Windy on the streets.
Yeah, you can be nice to me. Just, you can say something if you don't like it, fine. But just, I don't like necessarily being having stuff thrown at me or having people put their hands on me in that way. But
Agreed.
But hey, I just want to say to Knicks fans, that was a wonderful, wonderful night for the Knicks fans. Being inside the Garden for that game was amazing. There was pure euphoria. And let that be what the memory is of that. Not, these punk kids who were, frankly, stoned and had nothing better to do at 12:30 in the morning.
They were high on the weed?
Yes. Stay off the weed, as Stephen A. tells us.
Some people there may have been some weed smoke blown in my face as well. So.
Oh no.
Did they blow in your ear to get you high? Did you get secondhand?
I was look, I can't move very fast, but I was moving as fast as I could move. Let's put it that way.
All right, you're the best, Windy. Thanks so much, man.
Windy was brought to you by our great friends over at Proper 12. PFT here, making my Irish entrance with Proper number 12 Irish whiskey. How do you make an Irish entrance, you might ask? It starts with a shot of Proper number 12 Irish whiskey, because real friends don't let fringe Irish exit a party without a story to tell. Original Proper 12 is rich, it's smooth, it's a blend of golden grain and single malt aged 4 years in bourbon barrels, mixed up with some ginger ale for a classic and refreshing Proper ginger. If you're in the mood for something smooth but a little bit sweeter, try Proper Irish Apple. A delicious blend of Proper's award-winning Irish whiskey with crisp, fresh notes of apple. So get out there, make your Irish entrance. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Make your Irish entrance with Proper number 12 Irish whiskey. Wendy's also brought to you by Sunglass Hut. Sunglasses are more than just eye protection, they're a transformation. When you put on a pair, you're not just shielding your eyes from the sun, you're reshaping how you see the world and how the world sees you. Sunglasses are more than an accessory, they're a way to express who you are, how you feel, and how you take on the world. Sunglasses are more than a shield from the light. They allow you to own your moment in so many ways. I wear sunglasses almost all the time. I never step out of the house without sunglasses. I actually wear them indoors just as much as I wear them outdoors. And luckily, Sunglass Hut has the best selection for the summer with a wide range of styles and an incredible in-store experience to help you feel like your best self. Sunglass Hut, one of the all-time GOAT stores, too, to walk into.
Yep.
Just browse. Check out the new selection that they got. Find the perfect pair that speaks to you and embrace the power of sunglasses. Visit Sunglass Hut today. Make every moment truly yours. Sunglass Hut. Own your moment. And now, here's our good friend Tyson Ritter.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, 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 very special guest.
Fucking five varies. Wow.
In studio, it is Tyson Ritter from the All-American Rejects. And this is an awesome one because, first of all, thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
It's sick. You're in 20 minutes going to go on and do a show at our office, which is like, I don't know how to explain it, that you're actually doing these type of shows, but it is the coolest thing that you're doing these. So, thanks for being here, and let's start from that. Like,
Dude,
you guys are
thanks,
just doing
man.
house parties and random shows.
Yeah, we're doing house parties. Like, this was an idea born in, like, we played USC in Los Angeles because we did a show the night before for a bunch of suits, and it was like a big limp dick, man. It was awful, man. It was so whack. And so we just took a flyer out on a local college radio station. We're like, hey, you got a house we can play at? And they're like, we scared up somebody that's brave enough to do it. And it was like the veil was lifted on 400 of these 20-somethings who just never have crowd surfed before.
Yeah.
And wanted to bring 40s and hold them in the air.
Yeah.
That sounds
Fucking
awesome.
righteous, man.
So how many have you done?
We've done 8, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's funny, we did a bowling alley the other night. because we got rained out at the house. Thank fucking God. It was gonna be a fucking disaster. And so like 5,000 people wrapped around the block, and we made the call. We're like, we can only get 500 people, and the bowling alley guy's like, I'm gonna get shut down. So we're like, let's just kick them out right after we play and do a second set. And we did, man. We got like another crowd.
That's so
in.
cool.
That's
fucking
awesome.
It's feral, man. It's great.
And you're doing them. You're not like you're just doing them for free for the people.
For the people, my friend. For the people.
That's
yeah, man.
so
Dude,
cool.
you know, the system of you know, we're watching it fall right now. Like these paper tickets, giant dynasties going to these giant rooms and selling half the room $800 a pop.
Yeah.
And then they dish out hundreds of tickets to local promoters to just give them away to the next 20,000 people.
Right.
So it's like I'm the guy who bought an $800 ticket, and Joe Blow behind me didn't pay anything for the sausage I bought.
Yeah.
Like, how is there not like a big class action lawsuit?
Yeah, it does seem to me like the music industry over the last 25 years, really since Napster started, but more once streaming became a thing,
Sure.
it seems like a very tough business to make it work at as an artist, right?
What's making it work, man? Like nowadays, it's like visibility. You know, celebrity is driving music, man. You could have the biggest celebrity pop star in the world fart on a track, and that shit's a hit just because she did it.
We should do that, by the way. Everyone we
You
interview,
guys should do
get
fart
them to
tracks
fart.
all
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
make a beat
Seriously,
out
do a
of a fart track.
Barstool Sports fucking playlist
Fartstool
of
Sports.
everybody in everybody in the room. This is his fart, man.
So
it's
like,
his track.
it has to be so fulfilling to just be like that close to your fans and people who enjoy your music, because it's such a cool. Like when we go, we'll do road trips and we'll do meetups, and it's like they always almost like reinvigorate me, where I'm like, oh yeah, these are the people who are enjoying us, and it's like a face to them, and it's so cool.
Yeah, because when you're on eye level with your heroes that are most of yours are like probably 7 feet tall, but these gladiators that you cover, you're removed from them through the lens of the television screen or whatever. But when you get face to face, when you're at eye level with a fan, they are having a transcendent moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when any of these guys that watch this shit meet the sport. I met fucking, Peyton Manning at a steak restaurant.
Yeah.
And that dude was awesome. They're done for life. Like,
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, fucking best guy in the world.
Yeah, I have to imagine that it's great for you guys too. Do you guys get a sense of nostalgia? Like it brings you back to when you were first starting?
Yeah, man, we started this shit in VFWs, backyards, people passing around a tip jar just to give us gas money for the van. I mean, when we started this new record, our biggest intention was just like, wow, we need to find out why we love doing this, man. Especially with writing new music, because so many people in our little class of bands, man, you can hear they're trying to like emulate just to shake the purse strings, and we're like, fuck this, man, like we got to shake it up for us.
Yeah.
It's interesting in that genre of music, which I'm a massive fan of. I love pop punk, I love punk music, I love alternative, I love all that stuff. For that, it feels like a lot of bands, they either died real soon, and you could hear kind of the creativity and the inspiration draining from their music, or they had to evolve. And when you evolve in that genre, you might lose some fans that you used to have. You might gain some new fans. What was it like for you guys? Did you make a conscientious effort to change the music at all, or to just grow, just let things happen?
Dude, man, you never approach art with the intention of writing for someone besides yourself, man. Like if it's truth and if it's coming out of you, it's because you are drawn to it and you have to find it. You got to pull it out of the old cosmos and put it on paper. And I think authenticity right now is so permeable and perceptible. Is that a word?
Yeah,
We
sure.
can perceive this so much now through our black mirrors, right? So like if something's bullshit, it screams bullshit, especially on the feed. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's a real dude. Oh man, here's horse shit. You know, like it bleeds in your hands. So yeah, I think the people that are fucking it up for themselves, I think, the cream rises and the milk sinks.
Yeah. Do you have a song that you've written that you're the most proud of?
Good question.
Yeah, man. I think the one that I didn't expect, where I'm in a hotel And there's a guy coming up to me when I'm checking out, and he's like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know I bought 2 tickets to this concert, and was only able to redeem one because my brother, he passed." He's like, "But I want to let you know, move along. What every day that gave him more life and more will to live." And I looked at him, and I was full body goosebumps, just going like, "Man, I might be a bad dude sometimes, but that guy made me feel like a pretty good guy."
Yeah,
That's great.
that's awesome.
Maybe I got a little blank check into heaven because maybe that guy kind of got another 6 months with his brother or some shit.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I don't
cool.
know.
What in your path as a band, was there a moment? Because I'm always curious, like people who've made it or made great things. Was there a moment where you're like, okay, this is actually a real thing that I'm gonna do for a living? Because it can be hard and daunting, I'm sure, as a musician, where there's moments you're like, I don't know, I gotta go get a real job. Like I don't know what to do.
We had a song called Swing Swing on our first record, and then there was an interim where our label DreamWorks got sold to Interscope, right? This giant ivory tower. And we were writing a second record. And they always say you got your whole life to write your first record, but then you get that hit, and then what's coming next, right? That's when the man's breathing down your neck. Come on, son. And I was like 18, and Dad at the label was like, "You got this, kid. You got this." And there was a moment, man, where I was like, I got 40 grand in the bank. I can go to college, or maybe I can just go work at fucking Blockbuster. And kind of, I don't know, try to deploy that money in a smart way to kind of keep me out of college and long enough to have fun. I don't know. But yeah, dude, that's a really fucked up thing. I mean, when you guys first started taking off, was there ever a dip? Or was this always was the trajectory just always been like this for you guys?
I think for us, the dips came before we started the show.
Yeah.
So we had been like kind of in the industry a little bit. Like Big Cat worked here at Barstool for a while. I was blogging for like 6 different websites, getting paid $25 per article. Like it wasn't always great. But then once this started, I think we knew that, okay, this is what we're going to be
working.
doing.
And I think the moment that the clarity of like, oh, this is my career now, was like so freeing, because it's like, oh,
when did you accept that? When did you actually go like, this is it, man?
I think it was right around when we started this show, and it was it started to hit off, because it wasn't like I was ever thinking, oh, I'm gonna leave Barstool or anything, but there was definitely times you're like, all right, I'm writing a blog, I'm having fun, I'm talking about sports. Can I do this when I'm 50?
Can I make a living doing this?
Right. So then when we got together and started the podcast, it started to kind of all click into place, like, oh yeah, this is my life now, and this is awesome. Crazy,
huh?
And you do feel this freedom of like, now I can kind of go for it.
Yeah, autonomy in this programmed world is like, you feel like Charlie Bucket, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
big
you
time.
see people like that look at you going, "Oh, dude," and you're like, "Yeah, you're sitting at a desk, man. You're having a rough go. I'm living a dream for you, man."
Yeah,
trying to.
Yeah,
Crazy. Crazy.
I don't take a day for granted in that respect.
That's good to say out loud.
But I feel it. I wake up every day. I'm just like, holy shit.
This is my life, bro. Dude, same, man. Honestly, like, dude, we're on a bus right now because we funded this whole little crazy run ourselves. We like took 50 grand. We're like, let's get a bus. Let's pay the crew. So we're all 12 sardines in one bus right now.
Oh shit! Are you guys all sleeping on the bus?
Oh yeah. No, it's
man,
we're in the boat.
No shitting on the bus.
No. That's
okay. We know that rule.
You know that rule.
Yeah.
You guys have been in those things.
Yeah. That is a hard and fast rule.
One person will try to break that rule. Usually per road trip.
Yeah. And then there's the lore of bag drops. Have you been shamed? Have you been in a compromising position to have to do a bag drop? Has this guy behind glass had to?
Is that when you empty the gray water tank out?
Oh, what is it? Is that it?
That's when you line a toilet and you have to do the thing, and then you take that trash bag.
Oh, you're shitting in a bag?
And you got to drop it on the highway and hope to God nobody's behind you. I've heard horror stories.
Dave Matthews Band?
Yeah, Dave Matthews. That's a Chicago legend.
No, but it's like a grenade Matthews, right? It's just like a one and done. It's just a full-on pulling the one arm bandit and let's let her rip.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't say that we've done that, but we might have to try.
Yeah. I've seen many a men gamble and lose.
To try.
I got a question for you about video games, actually, because one of my favorite bands of all time, Goldfinger, they reached an audience that I don't think ever would have. They already had a big audience, but they became like international to an extent because they were on the Tony Hawk soundtrack.
Sure, yeah,
And
that was huge. Yeah,
I know they gained a ton of fans from that, and I know a lot of people have started to follow you guys through video game soundtracks.
Yeah,
Was
dude,
that
Rock Band, when that shit was going, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, man,
Yeah.
that like was just a synchronistic moment in our ascension to just be like, I have so many dudes that are like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
Lego Rock Band, man. I'm like, what the fuck? They did a Lego one?
Yeah.
I don't know if I got paid for that.
Yeah.
was that a conscious decision that you guys made? Like,
No,
we
man,
want to do video games,
opportunity
or
was
just
flying, and we're just like, dude, yeah, like I don't know, we make this music to share, man. Get it out in any way we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's tons of people I know at this office that have heard you guys on video game soundtracks. That was their introduction to you, and then
Yeah,
they
like
became,
Madden. I
massive
think we got a
fans.
Madden with one. Like, yeah, there was a lot of sports stuff, a lot of like driving games and shit. Yeah, man, it wasn't what it is now. So yeah, we were just taking a flyer, going, hey, that's
New audiences.
that's I don't know if we were thinking that. We're just like, hey, that's a pretty decent check.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's a good
That
yes.
too.
You guys said.
Yeah.
for sure.
When you guys took a hiatus, how long was the hiatus?
13 years. man.
Okay, so
Yeah.
13 years. How, like, during that hiatus, were you just, were there moments where you just like, we got to get back together? Because I'm always curious with bands,
We
especially.
didn't break up, man.
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
feel like a lot of bands, like in our scene, man, like they did the Kiss thing where they're like, we're breaking up, and then like 2 years later, they're
Yeah.
like, fucking back together.
Because you
It's
guys
like
were making stuff.
it's an opportunistic choice, man.
Yeah.
The retirement tour.
You
That's
guys were,
right. It's a bullshit move.
You guys were making stuff here and there throughout the hiatus.
Yeah, we were like dabbling, trying to find a new way to kind of make the sausage, like the dynamic of growth when you start at 17, which I'm sure you guys have seen even since you started this podcast. Who's going to take what and how's this flow going? We had this lived experience together, and then we departed. We literally geographically separated from each other, and I kind of got better at in my own space about like writing some music, and that's what this whole new record with. We got this song dropping called "Easy Come Easy Go" in June, and it doesn't sound like what you know us as.
It's a
but
great song, though.
fucking lit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of it because it's like, when you're 17 writing songs, you're writing about heartbreak. You're writing about something that's actually there and tangible to you. But when you're past your 30s, like there's something else when you can look back. Your family's falling the fucking apart. You got, there's a lot of rich ground just besides, somebody just broke my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I got a really dumb question for you.
I love it.
Have you always been cool? You're fucking cool. I mean, like,
Which is kind of hard to do.
yeah,
for
Dude,
Oklahoma.
Look at this
none
shirt.
of us were cool, man. You guys were sports junkies, and I bet you were since you were kids. Like rock and roll's born in a kid's bedroom who doesn't have friends.
That's true. I tell people that all the time. They're
Such a
like,
great quote.
They're like, how do you play guitar? I said, well, the best thing to do is be 13 years old, don't have anything else to do in your life, and just be obsessed with playing guitar, listen to the music.
Yeah, we were not the sports stars. As far as like, we were drawn to music and, subversive music that isn't on the radio.
Yeah.
That really limits the pool of friends to be like, yo, do you like this kind of rock and roll? It's like, no, man, I'm listening to Britney Spears right now. That really thinned the herd out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's born in garages, born in basements, born in between Playboy magazines.
Hell yeah. What did you listen to growing up?
Oh man, I was a poor kid from Oklahoma, so like I hopped in people's cars to get rides home, and I was just a radio kid, man. Like I remember when like that Enema of the State dropped. I remember that was like blasting in the parking lot. I remember when it was Bring Your Music to School Day, and it was like shit was playing over here. It was like 9 Inch Nails whenever that came out. Like I Want to Fuck You Like an Animal. Like that was, everybody heard fuck loud in a school. You're like, fuck you. Yeah. It was like an awakening for a bunch of Oklahoma kids. And Zero, Smashing Pumpkins, I remember that record was in the corner over there. And then like you got Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt. Like,
Yes.
it was just like this swath of. The good thing about being from Oklahoma is MTV fed us well. Like that was MTV Spring Break. You're seeing the people you want to be on the Houses style turntable with models walking by. Like that was like MTV sold a really cool dream to us 90s, like the 80s babies that kind of really found our form in the 90s. So I feel really bad
It's so
that
true.
kids don't have that today. Like,
Yeah. TRL. I used to watch TRL like every day.
TRL was sick.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, dude, MTV Spring Break.
Oh,
was
the best.
So, I remember I was off for school, but I sat on my ass watching Limp Bizkit play the House of
Which
Style.
is
Like it was
hot
like this
chicks
is fucking
on
nuts.
stage. Yeah.
It was iconic, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It does suck that we don't have that. There's no what's the word?
Where's
for it?
that today?
Monoculture.
It's monoculture.
There's
Yeah,
no
where
mono-
everyone.
That's a big word that I do not know.
It's like the thing that everybody pays attention to.
Well,
Oh,
TRL,
sure.
like
Yeah.
if a band made it on TRL in top 10, you were like everyone knew that song then. Whereas now it's like, oh, you have your favorite band, I have my favorite band. It's all
Sure.
like pockets everywhere.
I think it's even harder. It's like the monoculture is like there's 4 people.
Yeah.
It's like right now it's what is it? It's like Chappell Roan.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sabrina Carpenter. Ed Sheeran, maybe.
Yeah.
I've seen him a lot lately. Like it's like the pool is like for the masses has totally become like a kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Versus I feel like we're so fucking spoiled, man. We had a really cool like pond to dip into.
Which one of your peers that like as you guys were huge in like the 2000s? Were you ever like really good friends with any of those bands?
Oh man, we were so, we were so Oklahoma, man. We were just like smoking weed and drinking every night.
I love that.
Like it was just like nobody really wanted to hang out with us because we weren't like doing the scene and wearing the uniform. A lot of the kids in our scene, like it was like eyeliner and dark clothes and hoodies and shit. And we were just like t-shirt and jeans band from Oklahoma. The music was the only thing that like worked for us.
So what do you think it is about some of those bands that now it feels like we're going through almost a second wave of popularity for them?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man.
You've got like My Chemical
Riding the
Romance
wave.
selling out. They're like selling out stadiums.
Yeah.
It's like massively popular again, and whatever. I'm super glad that it is because
I think it speaks to culture now, right? I think people are Spotify, as much as it be damned to so many artists for the way that they kind of pay the artists. You got a kid listening to a metal playlist, listening to current metal, and then Black Sabbath comes on.
Right.
But it's in that same feed. It's not on a 70s radio station of rock. And they're like, who the fuck is this? Crazy Train?
Yeah.
And they don't realize the genesis of the whole thing. It's just this giant melting pot. So I feel like nostalgia I think it's by happenstance. Like people are like, wow, this shit's good.
Yeah.
And it was written yesterday. I don't really fucking care. Can I see that band now? I'm going to go see that shit.
Yeah. It is true. Like Spotify, I'm sure you have a different deal with them. Obviously, we like Spotify. They put our
Oh, no, I
podcast
like
on
them,
there.
but
No, yeah,
I don't have any problem with
Yeah.
them. I hear a lot of artists
Yeah.
like speak out about how they don't pay them well, and I'm just like, well, I mean, hey, man, like this is the game. When has the music industry ever really treated artists, done a 50-50 split with the artists?
Right.
You can't
It's an equal partnership,
Right.
son. We're
Yeah.
right here
But-
just to support you.
But Spotify, one of my favorite things to do is do the Spotify radio where you pick like one song you like or band you like, and then it just goes.
Yeah.
And then you find new stuff. You're like, oh
yeah,
man,
like
this
feed
is awesome.
me, man.
Yeah, right.
What are you guys listening to right now? I'm just curious. What's in the spin table? For you?
I'm getting like real deep into some shit that I think I might need to take a break from because it's breaking my brain.
Oh, no.
I found this
Aphex
artist
Twin.
on Spotify. It was on the like For You playlist, and I think he's a great songwriter. He's put out 3 songs on his own, but it's all like super professionally produced with professional musicians. You can tell. I think he might be AI. Because I'm trying to find him everywhere online because I'm like, this guy
How
fucking
do you get
rocks.
duped by that? It's that good now, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to say that he's AI. But I'm doing a personal investigation into him right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm
wow,
like,
what are you gonna do if it's actually not a human?
I think I might just quit the internet at that point.
Sweet.
You gotta
Yeah.
put me
This
onto
could be
him.
the last broadcast.
Yeah, it might be. No, I don't know. I tend to get stuck in ruts with bands that I've always listened to. Like I rarely add new music to my repertoire, if that makes sense.
You keep
Yeah.
a strong phalanx.
I should add more, but I'm
feel
like,
the same way.
I can go back and I can listen to Mighty Mighty Boss Tones again. Yeah, I think I'll
yeah,
just
dude,
do
that shit
that.
feels good. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, I want to get back. I want to smell CK1.
Yeah, exactly. Did you tour with CKY?
Oh yeah, dude, we toured with CKY.
How insane was
That was
that?
my first tour.
That was your first tour. You
That was
went
my
out
first
with the CKY guys.
national tour.
That's
man.
incredible.
You want to hear a whack ass story? It's funny, man. So the guitarist of that band's this guy named Chad, And he's like, I'm Chad. And he's like you can tell he idolizes Gigi Allen and like really is all about sort of this, I don't know, sort of spectacle of vulgarity and like, you know, Gigi Allen used to like shit in his hand and rub it on his chest and shit. And we were doing this run with him and they picked us to be on the tour. And we get like 10 shows into them. They're like, they like bled back to us and they're like, yo man, CKY doesn't like you guys. Like they don't like your band, man. They don't want you on this tour. We're like, all right, well fuck, they can tell us that they don't want us. And then one night Chad got up on the merch table and goes, don't buy this band's merch. And this we're in our van, man. Like we need that gas money.
Yeah.
We're like that fuck, what a dick. And so the next night we were like at their hometown in Philly, and when they got on stage, we went and drank all their beer. And they kicked us off.
Yeah, that was a bridge too far.
And that felt really good.
Yeah, good for
to
you.
go out with a nice buzz.
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah. All right. I got one last question for you.
Yeah,
This
man,
has been
throw it.
awesome. Everyone go. You guys are on tour all summer.
Yeah,
So-
man, we're actually, this is a fun one. We're going out with the Jonas Brothers this fall.
Hell yes.
We're doing like arenas and stadiums with them. If you want to see a really interesting juxtaposition, come to the early show
I
of the
love
Jonas Bros tour.
And
I
how
love
many
it.
more of the backyard shows are you going to be doing?
We've kind of put a pin because we got the Indy 500 tomorrow night.
Have you ever been?
No, dude.
It's
no.
fun.
Crazy.
But I
It's
went down
nuts.
the street and I found this jacket.
Oh, that's
it
awesome.
literally was right there on the end cap. I was like, let's
Serendipity.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're gonna find a way to make a little bit better of an infrastructure for these house shows.
Yeah, because it feels like it's a great idea, and then it probably got super popular. And you're like, oh fuck.
No one wants to be Icarus.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So my last question, rowback question, rhlback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com, promo code TAKE. So I read this, and you could tell me, and I'm
You
sure
do
we'll
that
need 'em.
so fucking well.
Thank you.
That
Good.
was like
Appreciate
it was like
that.
somebody else just entered your body.
Yeah, just take over, poltergeist. So you're the lead guitarist Nick in your
Yeah.
band. I read that he listens to Maggie May by Rod Stewart every single morning. Is that true?
What other way is a man supposed to wake up?
That can't be true. It's a great song.
It's audio sunshine.
Does he do it every single morning?
I bet I've caught him a couple days, listening to something else.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, no.
but I do like that as a tradition.
Yeah, he's very much like, I don't know how polar opposite you guys are. Like I'm very free flowing, and he lives his life on a very regimented
Maggie May,
routine.
wake up Maggie.
It's not Monday if Maggie May isn't with me.
That has got to be, if you're going to pick one song to wake up to every day, that's got to be like top 5.
That's good.
It's a
Or
good
Good Morning Hard. Have you heard that Rancid record?
Yeah.
Like Out Come the Wolves.
Good morning,
But I just-
heartache.
You're like an old friend.
I gotta
Dude, that
see
was
you
like
again.
that was like my high school morning song.
I
That's
just
the one.
realized he's like unintentionally just doing Bill Murray Groundhog's Day. where he just,
Dude, he lives like that, man. He truly does. Like he's like fully in that, like and he'll say this. He's like, he's not full on Mark Summers, Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
But boy, he really rides that awesome line of like, I need my life to work the same way every day.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you
It's
accept
great.
that, then you can make it work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie May, open it every day. All right, well, thanks so much, dude. We really appreciate.
Thanks,
you
man. I'm
coming
gonna
by,
warm up
Tyson.
this voice for you. Fuck
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and everyone go see All American Rejects out all summer.
do it.
Tyson Ritter from All American Rejects is brought to you by Shell Oil, where you can get more with Shell V-Powered Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. It's got more performance, more power, more protection, and more. Protects against carbon deposits, friction, and wear for better fuel efficiency in addition to engine performance. Get more performance with every drive. It's our best fuel ever, a fuel like no other. Learn more at shell.us/more-performance. Shell V-Powered Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Get more performance with every drive. I know what I'm putting in the El Camino this summer. That's Shell V-Powered Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Get more performance with every drive. Download the Shell app today to locate your nearest station. Tyson was also brought to you by Sleep Number. Okay, real talk. The Sleep Number smart bed has totally upgraded your sleep. With the ability to adjust the firmness anytime, it's perfect. Especially if your partner's setting is way different than yours, you'll get what you need, each of you. No compromises. It's no wonder 80% of NFL players sleep on a Sleep Number smart bed. These guys take recovery seriously, and Sleep Number's been teaming up with the NFL since 2018 to help them perform their best. If you're waking up sore or you're just not feeling rested, it might be your mattress. Sleep Number smart beds adjust to your body. They respond to how you sleep throughout the night, kind of like having a sleep coach built right into your bed. Whether you're working out hard or just need to survive your daily grind, you deserve to sleep like a pro. Now's the time. Discover your Sleep Number setting. Unlock your best sleep ever. Visit sleepnumber.com or your nearest store to learn more. Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? So you can choose your ideal comfort on either side, and now get access to Memorial Day deals. Save 30% on our most popular smart bed exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. See store or sleepnumber.com for details.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show. We got, first of all, thank you to Tyson Ritter. That concert on Thursday night was incredible.
It was awesome, yeah. And
Surreal.
They just played hit after hit after banger after banger after banger. It was a great show.
Go see them because they are putting on great shows, and it was very cool. Thank you to PFT for coordinating that because that was a very cool moment to have. I think we now have to...
Yeah, shout out Nate at Night, too, for the assist on the coordination.
Nice.
And their new song, too, Easy Come, Easy Go, that might be a song of the summer.
Yes, but this might just have to be a thing we do. Concert series at Barstool HQ.
It was very cool. It was like... We do a lot of crazy, surreal shit, but it was like, oh yeah, quick concert, quick All-American Rejects concert on the basketball court.
If we were to do a series of concerts, like Tiny Desk, would it be Tiny Stool or would it be Giant Stool? Or would it
Big
be...
Stool, yeah.
Big Stool?
Big Stool live.
Car Stool Karaoke?
What about just concerts in front of the golf simulator?
Yeah.
That's where they played.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. I think their green room was where I keep like my kids' little trucks. They were just hanging out in there. Cool guys. So thank you to Tyson. All right. We got a Monday reading, but first, JordOn of the week, Hank. So our friend Pablo Torre had an update. Everyone go watch his video, listen to his podcast. Seems like they've been dating for a while. Mm-hmm. And the famous Bill Belichick ring camera video was during OTAs. In what, 2022?
Yeah.
Or no, 23?
Well, there were also some shots that he found in the stands. I don't know how he found. They've got like the fan cam.
Yeah.
That you can click on a section to see yourself or see anybody really. And he found a picture of JordOn at a game, I believe in 2021.
I like how you did that.
And
a little French.
JordOn in Belichick's seats.
Yeah.
So there was also that. But yeah,
did you not know these updates? Because you said, we don't need to do an update.
I saw the ring cam when I watched the interview with the Airbnb guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we stand by JordOn. She's upset. She tweeted at Airbnb saying she might sue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll be in with you.
I told her that it seems like a pretty clear First Amendment violation.
Yeah.
I'm team
skullfuck.
Team JordOn.
Yeah. We remain Team JordOn, but it does seem a little interesting because I didn't fully understand the timeline. It feels like maybe Bill Belichick was a little distracted. The real loser here might be Mac Jones.
Maybe.
What if JordOn was the reason that Mac Jones didn't make it as an NFL quarterback?
I mean, it's just timing. It's probably just a coincidence.
You're not allowed to have sleepovers before OTAs?
No, you can. Absolutely. We love love.
What was
Like,
Belichick's,
do you think Belichick
like,
wasn't coaching as hard as he possibly could have been?
What do you think?
I think. Well, let me volley that back at you. When you are newly in love, wouldn't you say that being newly in love definitely takes up a lot of your thoughts, maybe daydreams, maybe, oh my God, I can't wait to be done with OTAs so I can go back to my fuck shack, shit like that.
It's hard to coach pocket presents when you don't have any of your own.
Right. Right. Is that fair to say?
Like every time,
depends who you are. It depends,
he's out there. He's yelling at his
How
defense.
strong you are.
He's like, hit the A gap, and he's like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty nice. Right?
Yeah. Can't wait to get back to JordOn.
That's good penetration. Oh, everything reminds me of her.
Would you say that's fair?
Gillette Field, she's so smooth.
Yes. That's fair.
These are all out of respect, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
To JordOn. So yeah, it doesn't, because I was under the assumption that this happened almost like toward like very end, and it was like newly single Belichick, newly fired Belichick doing his thing. Now it feels like,
You want to know my theory?
yeah,
I think that we in the media, when Brady and Belichick broke up, I think we spent a lot of time using the word divorce. Mm-hmm. I think Bill might have treated it and processed it like a divorce.
Oh.
At the time, where he's like, my main thing is gone now. Time to find some new strange.
So you think JordOn
was
was
in rebound mode?
JordOn was the rebound from Tom Brady.
Yes,
Wow.
that's what I think was happening.
So Belichick went from one goat to another.
Exactly. He knows how to pick them. Like he spent decades watching Tom Brady spin that thing, and he's like, "There's got to be one heir apparent, and that's JordOn."
JordOn.
Went
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, totally.
You feel like you don't really want to talk about JordOn anymore. Are you worried that you might not get invited to the wedding now?
No, I'm not worried about that, and I like Pablo and I think he does good work.
Okay.
Wasn't there a story about how when
But he's getting close to milking.
when when he was doing interviews for teams, wasn't there a story that like Robert Kraft might not have given the best endorsement ever?
Correct.
When they called, what are the chances that he might have mentioned JordOn in
I
some
think
of those
Robert
phone
Kraft was
calls?
probably jealous.
Yeah.
Are we saying here, and I'm following your lead here, PFT, because I think I agree with it. Robert Kraft, number one cock blocker of all time. Mm-hmm. He was like, no, you don't get that. Mm-hmm. And now you don't get a head coaching job.
Yeah, I think connect the dots.
Connect the dots. Fair to say, Hank?
There's only one guy on this team that can get jacked off, and that's me.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say he probably brought it up.
He probably did bring it up, which is bullshit because anyone would be lucky to be dating JordOn.
And let's be honest, she almost probably got him those jobs.
Yeah.
If she was there for the interviews, they were probably, it's like, wow, I'm getting 2 coaches for the price of 1.
Right. Forget the Super Bowls. It's what have you done for me lately? Oh, you have JordOn
Yeah, winner.
in the building.
Yeah.
You think Pablo's getting a little too close? A little too close? I think he should keep going.
Yeah.
But I
He's not
also
there
am going to
yet.
defend JordOn.
The moment where he walked out of they got the ring cam footage from the alternate angle, and he walked out and he had the satchel over his shoulder. It was very funny to see.
Very funny.
Like a business trip.
I think it was a Berenstein Bears thing. I thought that Belichick farted in the video.
He
in
might
the
have
original
farted.
video. I don't know why. I was waiting
think
for
there's
the
like
fart.
a sound of the door or something.
Yeah, I just like because that would have been a very Belichick move to just step out after a night of JordOn and being like, gotta let one rip.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah. Just guys being dudes. All right, I got a quick Monday reading for you guys that I thought was very funny. That we got tagged in a bunch. It is in the Reddit Shrooms community. The title of it: Husband did a large dose of shrooms, became convinced he was an Italian chef in a past life, proceeded to make spaghetti.
Yep.
Quick background: we live with my mom. My side is very heavily Italian. My mom grew up in Italy.
Does that mean fat? Or does
Yeah,
that
I
mean,
don't know. Max, can we get a ruling?
Max is heavily
my
Italian.
side is very heavily Italian.
I'm a heavy Italian.
Are you heavily
Why'd
Italian?
you do that to yourself?
You asked the question, I answered the
That
question.
wasn't what we were asking. My mom grew up in Italy. My husband is best described as a Southerner, family all in Alabama for 200 plus years. I'd say that's not best described. He is a Southerner. Mm-hmm. He is not a good cook at all. He once burnt ramen.
I've done that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just forget.
You just fall
Sometimes
asleep.
you put the noodles in the microwave for a little bit too long. Maybe leave the spoon in there, and then sparks start flying.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. He's been going through a tough time. His dad died 2 months ago. He wanted to do a large dose. His wording was he wanted to take a large dose and follow the advice a lot of people give for a heroic dose: dark room, alone, everything turned off, etc. He took 12 grams of shrooms. That's a lot. That's a lot. Proceeded to go extremely catatonic, spaced out, etc. When he came out of it the next day, he seemed very at peace and declared that he realized he was an Italian chef in a past life. Me and my mom were both very amused because he's never been a good cook. He proceeded to say that he was going to make spaghetti for dinner and he'd make the sauce from scratch. Me and my mom didn't say anything, but okay. He cooked it that night. We were expecting a disaster, especially because we watched him just wing it. He didn't look up any instructions or measure anything. He said that he couldn't remember specifics, but making it felt like muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker made the best sauce I've ever tasted.
Hell yeah.
And my mom was rattled and said it was the best she's ever tasted. It was far superior to hers, and that's not something she'd ever easily admit. She even called it perfect. Every single person who tasted it was amazed by it. The main question going through my mind right now is what the fuck?
I love that because you hear the stories about the people that have a stroke and then they wake up and they can play the piano.
Yeah,
or
like
they know how to speak Russian.
Yeah, someone drowns for a few minutes and now can do math.
That's my dream, to have a minor stroke and wake up and I'm good at gambling.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Be a quant.
Yeah, but this guy
rocks.
I think you got to give it up to this guy. I think just let him keep going.
Imagine if he opens up a restaurant and this is his story.
Yeah,
It'd be incredible.
This guy's going to be Aaron Rodgers' personal chef.
This is what an awesome dude.
So the mushrooms. I want to hear follow-ups though. I want to see if this trend continues. I want to see if he can step outside the comfort zone, because spaghetti sauce, I'm sure he's eaten a lot of spaghetti sauce in his life, so maybe he knows kind of intuitively what goes into that.
Yeah.
But what if he branches out a little bit? What if he does cacio e pepe?
Ooh.
What if he does a tortellini soup?
What would he have to make, Max, to pass the test of being fully Italian chef?
I mean, that's 1-1 right there.
Just making your own sauce from scratch, muscle memory.
Just a good red sauce is the most important thing of an Italian chef, in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking her up right now. I'm gonna see if I can find her.
Maybe some fruta de mara.
Okay.
I want to see this guy spread his wings a little bit.
Bruschetta.
What's that?
Say it one more time.
You say
bruschetta.
Oh, that was good. Yeah,
Nailed it.
that was good.
I know it.
Oh, what the hell? She's sharing his recipe. You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Well, he didn't write it down, did he? I thought he cooked from the
No,
heart.
she watched him do it the next day for lunch. He's just cooking it every day.
Then it's fraud.
You should try it.
What
Max,
goes into
you should
it?
cook it. 1 large yellow onion, chopped, not finely diced. 2 bulbs of garlic, peeled and crushed. Olive oil, salt, dried oregano, dried parsley, dried thyme. Is it thyme?
Time.
I'm not a cook. 2 pounds of ground beef. 1 large can of tomato sauce. I feel bad even saying this.
Well, let's be real. The guy, he should be using fresh herbs if he's going to go down this road.
Yeah. I
fraud.
want
This
guy.
guy's a fraud.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he lifted the recipe from somewhere?
I mean, this is just. There's nothing special about this sauce.
There's also a chance that maybe he's been studying, secretly studying how to be a cook for a while, and he's too embarrassed to tell his family about it, because as a strong Italian family, they maybe would not want him changing careers and becoming a chef. And so then he's just using the massive dose of mushrooms as a cover. Now it's time to follow my heart. He's been training this whole time.
Huh. I believe this. I believe this guy. I want him to cook for us. He seems like the man. She said she updated a little and said that he didn't have an aha moment. It was just more of a deja vu that he had worked in a kitchen
In a past life.
In a past life. He went blackout and he forgot who he was. He remembered a restaurant kitchen that felt familiar. He'd alternate between his vision flashing different colors and motions. It felt like he was fast forwarding and rewinding through all the motions of his past lives. He'd do that for a while and then remember, come back to the kitchen and feel the anxiety of a lunch dinner rush, then go back to the color flashes. He said he felt like that cycle kept happening forever. He said it felt more like deja vu when he remembered that life than a sudden realization that it was his past life. I like this guy. I want him to cook for us. I want him to cook some pizza for us.
Sausage and peppers.
Damn. What would be the coolest thing to have our past lives?
Ice cream machine technician.
That would be sick. We could use that right now.
Yeah.
We did make, there's been a purchase made. We have a full industrial-sized, kitchen-strength ice cream machine.
I think we talked about this on.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
It's been a long day. It's been long days between.
Yep.
Okay? It's been a lot of days between, Max.
And we've been talking about the ice cream.
Well, you started it today because you said
At like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in
asked
the
if it
afternoon.
was
You
gonna be
said,
ready.
"Oh, is it ready?"
Were you, why? Why so early?
I was curious.
You were hungry for ice cream? Well, actually,
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not-
come on.
I'm
Let's.
not- I was definitely hungry for ice cream
Yeah,
at that time.
I'm sure you probably had ice
I
cream.
might have had some ice cream after lunch. You're right. I'm not going to throw any stones. All right. Next show's Friday. Numbers.
3.
Oh, wow. You were right on top of that.
6.
Is that for Nixon 6? Nice.
65.
Let's go 48.
54.
99 puck.
Live.
What does the I stand for?
21.
Mike?
4.
81.
That's not true.
The I is Roman numeral 1.
No, it's not.
It
IV
is.
is 1 less than 5.
Yeah.
4.
The I
So it
stands.
stands for. That's what I said.
The I stands for 1. The
So
V,
the V stands for.
The V stands for 5.
5.
So that would be 6.
No, it'd be 6 if it was after.
Because it's before, it means subtract.
If it
from
was VI, it'd be 6. If it's IV, it's 4.
So it's 1. Okay.
Think about the Super Bowls you've won.
No,
right?
I
of
got
which
it.
there are many.
It goes I for
Pre-Jordan.
3, IV for 4, V for 5, VI for 6, VII for 7.
Got it.
Love you
What
guys.
is it 8? Is 8 VI?
It's VIII.
And then what's
9,
nine?
9 is IX.
That's right. They had it figured out.
They did. Shout out Rome.
Shout out Rome.
Love
Except
you
for
guys.
the pedophiles.
That was
Shout out
more
Jay.
Greece.
Yeah, true.
Good Italian food though.